Hey everybody, what's happening? It's your friends here at Le Slices and Le Dices. What's happening? Hope you guys are all doing real well tonight because we're gonna have a fun old time. Let me just make sure that the audio is working because I think the audio is a little wackadoodle here because I'm not seeing anybody talking. Now, maybe we'll try it now. How about now? Everybody start talking. I think it'll work.
Start talking.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was weird. There was like a little bit of an audio bubble here, but hey, I'm glad that glad we're all still here and everything else all still working. Yeah, after last night's Alien game, I'm not quite sure where I am anymore. I just came out from that game going, my life. What's going on? Like,
It was
my
that
heart.
ending was intense.
My heart
really was.
like
That
physical reactions.
Yeah, that was the most insane ending to a mission I think we've ever had. That was bonkers.
Oh my gosh. And I set it up like as an outline, just like, okay, this is what's going to happen. And then maybe this will happen. I had like a tree, like, you know, like possibility, you know, like a flow chart kind of thing. Like maybe if they do this, then this will happen. If this happens, and this happens. And then I'm like, and then I just took that tree, I just crumpled it up. I was just like, no,
You did.
fuck this noise. And
You're like, you know what? It's all gonna happen. It's just I'm gonna throw everything at
kitchen
them.
sink,
Boom.
at your face. And hey, it worked out pretty well.
Looking forward to a long nap in a cryopod.
Oh, I thought you said like a long nap and a cry. I'm like, well,
No,
that
I
works
mean,
too. A long nap and
my
a cry.
character is currently catatonic on the floor of the ship.
It's true.
So
It's true. Yeah.
I'm panicked. I think she's at a stress level 9 right now.
She's
Both you and Summers are right now.
Yep, that right now,
Yeah.
2 out of, and there's like a big old battle happening. But that's a different game. You guys aren't here to hear hear us talk about Alien RPG. If you are,
Yeah, we didn't see anything horrific at the end of the last session of this game.
we go from one horrible situation to another horrible situation. That's the way we roll here on Slices and Dices. We just take it in stride, yo. We just go. We just make it happen. Of course, with all needed trigger warnings included. Like we take that kind of shit seriously. So, but here we are. Yay! Ravenloft, Domains of Dread. How's it going? It's Friday before the lovely Easter weekend. Weather seems to be cooperating. Happy Easter / Passover / start of Ramadan to those of you who are celebrating. Hope you all have a wonderful time with your family because it's been so long since I've had a time outdoors with lots of people. I think it's time. It's time to come back to the world and hopefully have a better time. But we're not in that nice and happy world coming together any longer. No, we are in Ravenloft, where things are. My God, that cat scared the shit out of me. I just saw this black mass just go.
Just say hi. Say hello.
Meow.
Like,
I love his
butt.
I love his. He's like, why are you his why are you putting me on camera face is great.
I think it's the normal. Is that his normal face?
No, he normally like is just got kind of like a derpy. What's going on? I'm a little confused. Look on his face. But as soon as I stick him in the camera, he's like, Mom, stop. Stop.
It's a very nice cat. It just it weirded me out there for a second. So I saw this like big black like fluff just go up into view.
Is
I'm like, oh,
a very big kitty.
oh Lord, that's like a
He's
log.
that's,
yeah, it's
he's
a
about
log.
15 pounds of pure kitty muscle. Yes,
Every log. All right.
he is my house panther. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
You're famous.
How am I going to segue off of that? I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to segue at all. I'm just going to go straight
No,
into the
go
game.
for
Of course, we welcome back our newest player, Megan, and welcome to the campaign. We're obviously doing Ravenloft Domains of Dread every 2 weeks, which leaves us free to do a lot of other RPGs coming up. Lots of things coming out. But stay till the end if you want to hear about that. Right now, it's time to come back to the world of Ravenloft. So let's go ahead and start with a recap of what happened the last time. So previously on Ravenloft Domains of Dread, here we find our 4 heroes once again in the land of Kartakos on a mission to find Radaga. the head of a mysterious society known as the Order of the Guardians. In the town of Amherst, you met with Louisa, a young monk with a penchant for drinking Meeklebrow and kicking butt, and potentially a secret past, which we don't know very much about. Now, the villagers in Amherst seem to think, or believe, quite strongly, that Muadnhait, however, is someone named Vasca, who, according to what they have said, left the village years ago and has now returned. Yay, joy, rapture. The Meistersinger, who's kind of like the mayor of the village, agreed to help you find Radaga, who supposedly lived in this town long ago, or just outside of it, if you helped him to solve 2 murders that happened very recently. Now, you corroborated the story from the villagers that one of the murders was indeed caused by a pile of logs falling on one victim, but the other murder, if I guess you could call it certainly a murder, was that one of the victims, the other victim, was poisoned somehow, and his tongue was removed. The murdered victim's son, Shreko, who is a furrier, when interviewed, seemed to actually take an interest in you, albeit somewhat a more amused interest than anything, and invited you into the woods to talk more that evening. You also encountered, amongst all the other people that you spoke to in the village, an odd mask-wearing figure in a black cloak, who seems to be able to vanish into thin air. Your presence, wanted or no, is kind of up for debate, but the second morning you found the word leave chiseled into the side of your abode, the nearby inn. Now, Angelia, the baker, who is essentially a relatively naive young woman who owns the nearby bakery, seems to now be the next love interest for Shreko, as he has moved swiftly on from the first murder victim, Zagia, only days after her untimely demise. Now, that all said, Angelia was overjoyed, actually, that she was now the target of Sreko's rather strong affections. Seeming to have hit upon a critical clue, Claudiu went back to the inn, while the rest of you followed Shreko into the forest that evening, only to find that Shreko was indeed a lycanthrope, specifically a werewolf. You fended off his attacks, killing him in the process, all the while knowing that more of his kind reside somewhere in the deep forests of Carticos. You rushed back to the village, and not finding Claudiu, decided to engage in a drinking contest against the local champion. Louisa won in a thrilling victory match, and you all settled in for a second night in Amherst. However, your rest, I guess you could call it, was hindered by the intrusion of a nearby villager, who, opening the door and completely out of breath, alerted you all to a fire in the village at the bakery. I think it was actually Amnestria. Amnestria ran out first.
Yes, I did.
Yes, while Mikmick has stayed, as far as I'm aware, still asleep. But the others close behind.
Quotation marks.
Yes, that's right, because you don't actually sleep. Sort of powered down, right? But Amnestria ran to the bakery through the village to find, unfortunately, that indeed the bakery was on fire, and even more unfortunately, found the immolated body of Claudiu Ionescu, pinned to the door through his heart by a massive iron stake. And that is where we begin tonight. So, any questions?
think Louisa went out after Amnestria, and then Moynat went out
Close
after
after.
everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Louisa was following someone in the
Tamir.
tower, actually, if I
Tamir.
remember. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So
looking. Okay, I was trying to figure out what it thinks I'm concentrating on, and I think it was my command from the drinking contest. So
that's
over.
that's
Or
most
was it
likely correct. Yeah.
Or was it Hex?
I don't think so. I don't think she hexed anybody.
She
I
hexed,
did way back in the fight, but
yeah,
that was long.
Yeah,
That
it
would have
would've
been.
worn
That would have
off
been.
after like an
Yeah,
hour.
that would have been
Yeah.
well over. So yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm not going
there
to
we
move
go.
the audience to the map because they don't really need to see anything specifically, other than the fact that the, well, I guess you could just sort of hear it. The bakery is indeed on fire. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Amnestria. Amnestria, you see Claudiu's very clear form, just shoulders slumped, his skin completely crisped, his hair gone, and just pegged to the door through his torso with a massive iron rod. Villagers everywhere are screaming and running as the fire is beginning to spread to other houses. What would you like to do? And then I will switch to the nearest other close member of your party, Louisa.
It's a spike, so is it something that is... Could I pull him off the door, I guess is what my
You would
question
have to.
be.
You'd have to sort of like get near the fire. Now, I don't know if you've ever been near like a house-sized fire. That heat is intense. So if you want to get near to his body, you're going to need to make a Constitution saving throw just to get near to him.
I would like to douse myself with water before I do so.
Okay. Do you have a whole bunch of water?
I was helping put the fire out. I had a bucket.
Okay, so cool. So you just like, instead of like taking the bucket and throwing it on the fire, you're just like, dump, and you dump the water all over yourself. The villagers like stare at you like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And Amnestria, you are just soaked from head to toe. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you advantage on this Constitution saving throw.
To load. There we go.
Okay, that's an
Not great.
11. Unfortunately, that's a failure, so you will take full damage from this fire damage. You're not on fire, but it's just like it's intense. It's so intense that you feel the moisture almost immediately evaporate as you wander closer into to the fire. The roof is on fire. The walls are on fire. The interior of the bakery is on fire. You smell, I mean, nothing but just charred wood. And as you get closer to Cloudy, charred flesh. Unfortunately. So you will take some damage here. I'll just roll it for you. Full damage. Oh my god. 1 damage. Amazing.
Oof.
Fine with this.
You are fine with this.
Amazing.
Cool. So it's only 1 fire damage that you take. You're like,
Singed your hair.
yeah, totally. But you're able to maybe like take your cloak, which is still somewhat soaked, and just like wrap it around yourself to prevent further damage. But you are now in front of Claudia's body.
I would like to try to pull him off the door if
Cool.
I can.
Make an athletics check. I'm assuming you mean like grab him by the shoulders or pull the stake out. It's up to you.
I'll pull the stake out if I can.
Okay.
Would that still be athletics?
Yeah, because it's an iron stake through a door.
That's on fire.
That is
Nice.
on fire. You grab the stake, you hear your hands immediately are like, it's like that scene in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're like, ah! And you scream in pain as you feel the flesh on your hands crisp, and you feel, and you just, you grit your teeth and pull the stake out of Claudiu's body. You look at your hands, there you feel like the center of your palms just bubbling. You're like, and you immediately just like slap your legs to put him out. You've gotten some burns on your hands. So you will take some
fingers because they're exposed.
Absolutely, you're going to take some damage from that.
It's fine. This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine.
It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
5 damage.
More than 2.
There you go. Okay. So you take 5 fire damage from that. But Claudia's body now slumps to the floor of the porch. It's still on fire.
Can I use my cloak to try to put him out?
I'm gonna say that's pretty difficult, but at this point in time, Amnestria, I'm gonna say that it's now Louisa who gets to act. Louisa, you've been running through the village chasing after Amnestria. You see her on the porch in front of a body, and everything is on fire. The bakery is on fire. You see multiple villagers throwing water pails onto the building. What do you do?
So Louisa is gonna run up toward Amnestria, and she's going to reach out to like try to grab her to pull it back, and then she's just gonna remember in her mind what happened the last time she touched Amnestria. So she's gonna just kind of stop for a second, and I guess she sees the body on the ground. Then so is the body still on fire?
Yeah.
Is Amnestria on fire?
Amnestria's not on fire, but the body in front of her is.
Okay. Who is the closest person that has like a bucket of water?
There's one maybe like 5 or 6. You don't recognize the villagers. You've been in and out, but like maybe a couple by face, but not necessarily by name.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
maybe like 5 or 6 feet.
I'm just going to run over to them, and I'm going to be like, give it! And I'm going to just yank it out of their hands, and then I'm going to just throw the bucket of water over the body and just try to, like, put him out so that we can drag him away.
Okay, yeah, you throw the bucket of water onto the body. Almost immediately, there's just like a hissing sound, and steam and smoke rises off the body. Amnestria, you see like this just jet of water pass by you, and then you sort of look around and you see Louisa with an empty bucket of water just panting.
Louisa will turn and like throw the bucket back to the person and be like, get more! And she's gonna pull like her sleeves like down over the palms of her hands, and she's just gonna reach down to grab the person on the ground by the leg and just start hauling back, like to try to get him further away from the fire.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say that that's something you could probably do after we catch up with Muadnhait. Muadnhait, you have been the third of these 3 who has been sort of trailing behind Louisa and Amnestria. What do you do?
So, I was just checking something in my notes. Basically, so Muadnhait kind of runs around the corner, sees this bakery on fire, and I don't know if you recall, but fire is one of her seeds of fear.
Very much so. So the first thing that you do, well, narrate to us what happens.
I turn the corner, and I see it, and for a second, just completely freeze, like locked in freeze. Like her jaw kind of drops a little bit, and if you recall, because of the transformation in the forest, her mouth is still a little bit wider than it's supposed to be. So like it just kind of like hangs, and her eyes grow wide and even darker than they already are, and it's almost like she starts to sweat. There's just like water, like her skin just looks moist and pale. And right now, honestly, seeing this fire, she's just completely frozen in place. She can't move.
Okay. Amazing. I'm gonna give you inspiration for utilizing the rather unfortunate and negative effects of your seeds of fear. So,
thank you for that. But yeah, right now she's like just right there on the corner of this building, Like she knew, like she heard fire, and she was like, "Oh, let's go see what everyone's talking about." But it didn't click until she really saw what that meant.
Okay.
That's fire.
Yeah, so she's like, she's on the corner of this building, just like a fucking statue.
Perfect. Balancing that that inspiration out, I'm going to give you a stress point. Just because this is
Completely fair.
This
It's a
is
big freaking
stressful.
fire, man. This is very
Welcome to
stressful.
the
has a stress point as well.
club.
As well.
So do I.
Is that true? Louisa has a stress point as well? Oh, goodness. You okay?
From the
Yep,
vision
just
she
don't
had
Right.
once the
You're
werewolf
good.
died.
Okay, cool. Yeah, stress points don't carry over from one map to the other, so you'll have to excuse me. Apologies about that. Let me see
Yeah,
if I can.
that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
There we
All
go.
right, that's fine. All right, so Louisa has a stress point, and Muadnhait has a stress point. Boom. There we go. All right.
So that basically means a -1 on all my rolls, right?
Correct. Yeah. Unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. Muadnhait just freezes, eyes wide, unable to do anything. Louisa and Amnestria, what are your passive perceptions?
18.
Ooh, damn.
Nice. Yeah, monk.
Monk sees everything.
Passive 11.
Louisa, as you're like throwing water onto the body and then stepping towards the body, trying to pull it off out of the corner of your eye, you see the tall, imposing, and unmoving form of Muadnhait just standing there, 20 feet away from you, just eyes wide staring at the bakery fire.
What's wrong? Hey! Hey! Snap out of it. Let's go.
No answer.
All right, we'll fix that problem later. She just...
I also
Jesus.
think that Muadnhait hasn't seen Cloudy You yet. So
Nope.
right now all she can see is fire. That's it.
All right. Let's switch to our fourth player who has been deactivated or inert. I don't know how to. What would you deem it to be, Mikmick? Oh, you tell me.
Well, as I think I said in like one of the first times we had a rest, it's basically like the dad nap, sitting in front of the TV, and if the TV goes off, the dad wakes up.
You know, I know that feeling. Strangely enough, just like I'm awake.
I was watching that.
Why'd you turn it off? Why'd you turn it off if I was watching that TV show? All right. What rouses you from said slumber, Mikmick?
Well, here's the thing. Mikmick has been around for quite a while. He's used to the roar and rowdiness of a tavern, specifically after a drinking game. It's usually quite loud. However, he doesn't hear this loud cheering, hooting, hollering. So he heads back downstairs to investigate.
Okay.
And as he heads down to the bottom of the stairs and sees the tavern's essentially abandoned, he looks out the window to see smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing this smoke sobers him up just that little bit, and he rushes out of the tavern in the direction of the smoke.
Okay. Cool. Mikmick, you run out towards the sort of column of smoke to the south of the inn, and there's a bright orange glow coming from behind one of the houses. As you come within maybe, I don't know, 100 or so feet of the blaze, an interposing shadow steps in front of you, Mikmick. This shadow is tall, wears a long black cloak, and even though this shadow is backlit, you can see that their face is an ivory oval with just slits for eyes. And it sort of looks down at you as you race towards the bakery. What do you do?
a good question. Can I roll for it? Just going to roll a d2.
Sure.
Because if he rolls a 1, he's going to stop and talk to this figure. If it's a 2, he's going to keep running.
Let's bring out the coin flip.
See if that works.
That's a 1.
Okay,
You decide
so
to stop.
Yep.
Okay. So you halt in front of this tall, cloaked figure. What do you say?
And Mikmick will just say, "What have you done?"
The figure sort of cocks its head a little bit, and then looks, not like at you anymore, but now sort of like almost like over you, like behind you, which forces you to make you think that like this thing is looking not at you anymore, but like at something behind you. I assume you turn?
I don't think he would turn
Fair.
because he remembers that every time he looks away, that figure goes away.
It does seem to disappear pretty crazily.
So he's going to keep staring at the
Okay, you stare.
creature.
The figure in the cloak looks at whatever it's looking at behind you, and then nods, and then looks back at you, Mikmick.
Actually, as a barbarian, he gets danger sense.
Okay.
Does he sense danger coming from behind him?
Of a dexterity sort? No.
Because, as a barbarian, he gets the danger sense. So I'm not
As
sure
I've
if
told
that
many a
would-
barbarian, danger sense is not spidey sense.
Yeah.
It does allow you to check and see if there's like a trap coming in your direction that you have to dodge out of the way for. But it's not like,
Okay.
do you smell something?
Okay. I thought it was more like your kind of spidey sense, like there's something coming up behind me.
Yeah, like a dagger to the back of your head, which you'd have to dodge out of the way for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if there's nothing coming in your direction,
Yeah, that's what I was just asking.
Would it move the needle?
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
All right. So yeah, the figure looks behind you, nods, looks down at you, and then starts to walk past you, like away from the bakery. Just sort of slowly walking and gliding past you. What do you do?
see if I can. Okay, this is going to be a little bit interesting. I do remember that Muadnhait did throw Mikmick. I think it was Strako's knife after the combat.
Someone corroborate that, please.
And he's just going to quickly, maybe using sleight of
I don't
hand.
have it, so probably.
I've got
And
his lantern. That's all I know.
Okay.
But basically, he wants to use a bit of sleight of hand to maybe carve a bit of fabric.
Oh, you want to try to cut the fabric of the cloak?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Let's.
Just as he walks by. See if I can sleight of hand it or something.
Yeah, sure. I'm cool with that. Let's try it.
Just a sleight of hand check. Or is there another one?
Yeah, sleight of hand.
that's-
Yeah.
Okay, sleight of hand.
Ooh, natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you sort of like, as this figure walks past you, you immediately sort of like grab a fold in the cloak that hasn't sort of gone taut, and you're just like, and now you have a piece of this black cloth.
Yep. And then he'll continue running
And the-
towards the fire.
Okay, cool. The figure moves into the darkness away from you and disappears. Fantastic. All right, Mikmick, you run to the fire, and I guess I'll put you all now in the same space. Excuse me. If you want to just go ahead and move on down so we can put onto
Yeah.
the map where everybody is. Superb. Excellent. All right, so let me just bring on the map. Boom! There's the map, and there's the fire, and there's everybody. Okay. Mikmick, you turn the corner, you see Muadnhait standing there staring. She hasn't moved a muscle. And it's been like 10, 15 seconds. Her face is just like paler than you've ever seen it before. Her jaw unhinged and just slack. Amnestria and Louisa are about 10 feet away from the front area of the bakery with some kind of smoking husk in front of them. What do you do?
Well, initially, when Mikmick gets down next to Muadnhait, he'll see the fire, and it would seem he has a very similar reaction to Muadnhait in that he just freezes solid for just a few moments. But what's going through his head is completely different, as he's remembering back to the time when he was an engineer, and as an engineer, engineer, explosions and fire are a common thing, and so common that they have drills for this, methods, and that's what he's remembering. And almost like he regains focus, he quickly scans the area. Jin will try to put out the fire, and he's like, okay, I need to get these people organized. He looks around, sees Muadnhait in an essentially catatonic state, and reaches up, grabbing her hands and pulls him around to face him, turning her away from the fire, and calls out, Muadnhait, look at me.
He kind of blinks a few times. Like, little, like, fish mouth, like, opens and closes her mouth, and then her eyes just kind of slowly lower down until she sees Mikmick. And she just goes, tiny one?
Look, this is kind of a hurry, but I need your charismatic skills. I know you're a bit averse to fire, so I'm not going to ask you to go anywhere near it. I'm actually going to ask you to go to the closest water source.
Would I have
Grab
idea
any
what the closest
buckets you
water
can
source
find
is?
and hand out the buckets to the townsfolk and get them to douse the fire around the house. We don't want the fire to spread.
All right.
To answer your question, which I think I heard was, would Muadnhait
Would I have any
know-
idea where's the nearest water source?
Yeah, I mean, although it's not necessarily illuminated on the map directly, I can only assume a town of this size would have some kind of well or cistern or something like that in order to, appropriate water to the village. They wouldn't just be like, yeah, we're just going to go down to the river every single flipping time somebody needs a drink. Like, they would have an organized source of water, especially for, horses, livestock, that kind of stuff. So I would assume that there is a well.
Well, I mean, I
Alright.
think there was also a drinking trough in front of the warehouse.
Sure. But that drinking trough is just like, just basically a giant bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say if you're
Let's
going to have a
assume-
consistent
let's
source,
assume-
it would be a well.
All right. Let's ping a place on the map for me for the well to be, Matt. Let's just pick a spot.
You got it. Someplace centralized. I would say probably like middle of the village. Like here. Like somewhere
All
in
right,
the middle
great.
of the village. Sorry that you guys can't see that in chat. More like, here. You're right there. There we go. Like, yeah. All right. So, yeah.
And
Go ahead.
There's a well. Okay.
You've made
And
a
then
well. Yes.
before Muadnhait runs, she'll feel that Mikmick's grip seems to tighten slightly as he starts to twitch slightly, and his helmet starts to cover his head, and he will just say, as his grip slightly tightens, aka he's entering a rage, I need to save my hide. And who's it attached to? And he'll let go of Muadnhait and charge right towards the bakery and through the door.
Is Mikmick Moon Knight? Like, what the hell? This is awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
What the fuck is going on?
I'm just as
Tiny-
confused now as while watching Moon Knight. So this,
There
yeah.
you go.
Tiny,
totally
tiny
makes
Iron
sense.
Man meets Moon Knight.
Yep.
I dig it. Alright, Muadnhait will kind of... He runs off. She's still staring at the spot where he was, and then she blinks hard, shakes her head, goes, right, water, and, like, runs back to... runs towards the well.
Okay, cool beans. I'd say that's... We're not going to do initiative here. I just want to sort of get actions that each of you guys can participate during this particular incident. Cool. Let's come back to Amnestria.
I would be trying to pull Claudio away from the fire. I presume Louisa would probably help me.
Yeah, I
with
think
that.
yeah,
I
you
will.
don't even need to make a roll for it. The body is in front now of the building, still smoking. Still, like, it's not on fire any longer, but it's in a bad way.
Okay. Where do we want to drag him? Which way?
I'd say we should probably drag him maybe away, probably over here somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So, I will help her drag him that way.
No problem. Okay.
Is he dead or?
Oh boy, is he dead.
Okay. I was like, I didn't
He's
know
dead,
if there was a way that I could make like a medicine check to try to like stabilize him or anything if he wasn't. But
Yeah, there's
wishful thinking.
yeah,
Sorry.
he looks God, I can't believe I say this a lot, but especially in my D&D campaigns, he looks like the inside of a Pop-Tart.
Yikes.
That's terrible.
That's an image.
Strawberry or?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with raspberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Trigger warning, apologies. Here we go. You've dragged him away. You've sort of tried to keep his body from, awful as it sounds, from attracting too much attention. Because most of the village is still trying to put the bakery out. Not doing a very good job, unfortunately, about doing it, though. Louisa, yeah, tell me. What is it that you want?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask because Louisa has no idea who this is. So does it? She's gonna look at Amnestria though. Does it appear that Amnestria knows him? Like, do I assume that she was just like seeing a person in need and
Yeah.
like was trying to
Make an
like
insight check.
help? Or okay, great. Let's do that.
It's a set. You like, yeah. You just like get a quick glance of Amnestria, and you're like,
He looks very upset.
yeah. I don't know who this guy
Okay.
thinks that. Maybe he was her boyfriend or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I know. Burn victims are the worst. Maybe we should continue to help with, the fire. So, sorry for your loss. I don't really... Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Empathy is a thing. Cool.
Charisma 0.
Amazing.
She
Why not?
seems
Yeah, go ahead,
stuck
Amnestria.
by this.
Yeah.
Oh no, she just lost for words. Like,
We're only laughing because we're not crying here, folks.
I know.
Eh?
Yeah, it is what it is. Sorry. Why not? I'd say you reach after about 6 or 7 seconds. You sight of the village well.
I'm going to...
There are other villagers here. They all are laden with buckets.
Yeah, I'm going to start ordering them around.
All right.
and simply say, right. If you want the rest of this village to survive, I suggest you do exactly what I say immediately. Begin filling these buckets and passing them in a line down the street. Make sure you wet down the houses on either side of the bakery so they don't catch fire too. The bakery is lost. If you want to save everything else, this is what you must do.
Yeah. Make a persuasion roll with advantage.
That's what
All
that's
right.
for.
That was good.
Double nat 1. Nice.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
Double nat 1 to the face.
I'm not wasting my inspiration this time.
They just
I
stare.
just got it. I'm not throwing
the
it away
villagers,
just
like,
yet.
you've given them way too many complicated instructions. They just stand there like,
Keep it simple.
whoa,
Oh my god.
what did she tell us to do? I don't know, but she
All right.
said too many words. I'm trying to put out the bakery, but I have
All right,
these
who
very
in the
heavy...
area look? All right, who in the area looks like they have the most influence over the other people there?
Oh, jeez. Make an insight check.
Just like over the people, like who
Sure.
will they listen to?
Sure.
17.
Okay. Yeah, there is one person who's like in the back, and she's sort of like an older woman with, I would say probably more than sort of. Her clothing is definitely more ostentatious than the more just basic peasant gear, so to speak. And in the back, after you give these orders, she just sort of like calls out. She's like, "They won't take orders from a stranger. I know everyone seems to think you're Vasca, but I don't." And then someone like runs over to her and puts her hand on her mouth. And she's like, and she's whispering to her. And then she's like, immediately she changes her attitude and she's like, "Oh, okay, you're... Hello, Vasca."
I'm gonna cast message,
Okay.
and I'm going to send to that woman.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not Vasca. But if they want to save the village, they need to do as I say. Tell them.
In her mind, she sort of like shakes it a little bit, like she's eaten like a bad piece of turnip or something like that. Sort of like,
And I'm gonna give her just a little tiny hint of my extra wide, slightly sharp tooth smile.
she sort of shivers a little bit as she stares at you, and then she says, "All right, Vasca says that we need to do, well, everything that she said that we need to do. Just pick up more buckets and get your asses on the way to the bakery. Let's go, double time. Let's go." And everyone's just like, "Ugh," and they just like shove more and more buckets. It's like the scene out of The Sorcerer's Apprentice into the well and just carry them.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find like whoever looks like they can't carry anything heavy, or if there are any kids around, and say, "You go to the bakery, bring the empty buckets back here as soon as they're done."
Cool. All right.
So
Very
basically, I've started a chain of people
Bucket brigade.
carrying buckets of water to the fire and people bringing empty buckets back, and then I'm staying by the fucking well.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how the concept of the fireman's water supply was invented.
Bum-ba-da-ba, you're welcome.
Awesome. Okay.
For your service.
Yes, thank you. Mikmick, over to you. Finally, what do you want to do?
Shoulder charge right through the door.
Shoulder charge through the door of the flaming bakery.
Yep.
Shouldn't be much of a door left.
Okie dokie.
Yes, exactly.
Are you resistant to fire?
I am not. No.
Make a Constitution
But I
saving
do
throw,
have-
please.
Constitution saving throw, but now I'm technically raging, so I have advantage on that.
No.
Oh,
That's for
no, sorry, it's
strength.
strength.
Yes.
Sorry. I
I'm
keep
like,
mixing
when
those
did that change?
11?
Okay, you still take some damage, unfortunately, from this. Your armor does not protect you from the intense heat from the fire.
No.
So you will take 8 fire damage, Mikmick.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay. And then make an athletics check as you shoulder check the door. Actually, no. The door was already no. The door was closed because Claudia's body was pinned to it. So yeah, go ahead and shoulder check the door.
Okay, so that would be athletics.
Yes, please. Boom.
16.
Yeah, the door just.
Well, actually, with 10.
Why 10?
Exhausted still.
Oh shit, that's right. You have exhaustion.
Yes.
Oh my god. I forgot
though
about that.
actually, since that's a strength-based check, I can add +3 to that.
I put a little token on you just to make sure I remember that you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So you can add 3, so it's a 13.
There's 13, yeah.
Where do you get? Remind me where you get the 3 from.
Because I've got armor of magical strength. It's an artificer infusion on his plate armor.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
I'm accepting that. This is fine. All this is good. So 13 is enough. 12 was the target. Bam, you were through the door. Mikmick, I guess I will bring you, and only you, apologies, ladies, to the inside of the bakery map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Matt, can I assume with my passive perception I see him go into the flaming building?
Yes, I would say that is a very good chance.
Louisa just goes,
And
what the actual fuck?
And you probably see him for the first time. He actually does have his helmet on.
I'm loving this.
Okay. Yeah, I might not know it's you then, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, what? Everyone's gone mad! So-
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze quite a lot. All right. So let me move. Yeah, I was like sneezing, and then like you don't want to hear my sneezes. They're dad sneezes. Let me put it that way. All right. So let's move Red to this map, and only Red.
Yeah.
Okay, Red. Let's see if this works out. Okay. Red, can you see yourself?
I can see myself.
Can everyone else see what's going on the map?
Nope,
Good.
I can't.
Nope.
It's black.
That's fine, because y'all are not there.
We're not there.
You're not there.
I'm far away.
You are. Mikmick, you enter the bakery. Everything is cinders and fire and smoke. What do you want to do?
He's going to probably make a quick, investigation roll to see if he can find if the baker is still in here.
Go ahead and make an investigation roll. Or perception, either one.
Investigation or perception. Okay.
Investigation will take a long time, right? That's minutes, right? That's like literally the word, investigation. Perception is like looking around quickly.
18.
Solid. Yeah, you do not see the baker. But you do see that one of the doors is open in the back.
Okay, he's gonna quickly head into the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 1 second.
Wait for the history.
Catch
up.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, let me see here. Sorry, can you give me 1 second, folks? I do have to go into the other room for 1 second. Thanks.
Yep.
Rick, what do you see? I'm just kidding.
No.
Characterize
crazy?
dead body.
I see dead people.
Shh, he's back. Don't tell him.
All right.
Excellent. Our plan is complete.
What happened?
Oh, sorry.
What did I do?
Oh, what?
What did I miss?
Hello.
What did I miss?
Nothing. Hi. Welcome. We've been sitting here
Hello.
patiently awaiting your return.
Cool.
Quietly.
Okay, cool. Mikmick, I'll believe it. I'm just a natural believer of things. I rolled nat 1 on my insight. Here we go. Mikmick, you walk into the other room. You walk into the other room, which is again still filled with smoke and fire, and see a body in the corner of the bakery. This body is not burned, although it is on the ground, and it seems to be the body of someone who you recognize. It is the body of Angelia.
Well, Mikmick, seeing the body, his first intention is to get that body out of there. So what he's going to do, he's going to take off the scale skirt that comes with his armor, head over to the body, and just wrap the scale skirt around the body and see if he can drag the body out of the burning house.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
It's only 13.
13? Okay. As you walk over to the body, you feel like something or like a stiff wind like blows past you. So much so that you feel like someone or something has just like cast like a humongous gust of wind that has trailed where you have come through the door, and then you no longer feel it. It feels like there's been like a presence or like some kind of air that has gone past you out the front door of the bakery.
Okay.
But you are able to get to Angelia's body and drag it out the front if you want.
Yes, get to Angelia's body and drag it out the front.
All right. Cool.
Using the scale skirt as kind of like a fire blanket.
Okay. You have a passive of 13, correct?
Yes, passive.
Okay. So Angelia's body is burned very, very badly. All of her hair, unfortunately, has been burned off. Her face is blistered and red. And she has blood coming out of her mouth.
I think Mikmick would investigate that later, but
Fair.
I think his first thing is he's getting quite warm in his plate armor, so he's wanting to get out as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. You drag the body out the door. It's a little bit of a struggle, but you're able to drag the body out. But I'm going to ask you, because you're dragging and not carrying, not that it really matters that much, but I'm going to ask you to make one more Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, another cons. Let's see where. Constitution saving throw. Here we
Solid.
go.
Yeah, you'll only
20.
take half this damage.
Okay.
So you'll take 3 more fire damage.
Okie dokie.
All right.
3 more fire damage.
All right, beautiful. And then you come out. The villagers all sort of scream and point like, "Hey, look, the little one. He's carrying someone out. Oh, well, he's not. He's sort of dragging her. What's going on?" And like, you all see Mikmick just dragging like a sack of potatoes, a body out the front door. And I'll bring you guys back, all of you now, to the village of Amherst. Okay. I would say that based on Muadnhait's ability to sort of rally the troops, so to speak, within the next 5 to 10 minutes, there are more villagers with more buckets of water, and they're able to slowly overcome the raging torrent of fire to prevent it from spreading to other houses. And slowly but surely, over the next hour, more and more villagers come to douse the fire and are able to put it out. But in that 1 hour, number 1, you can all get a short rest, and number 2, you can tell me what it is that you want to do.
Okay.
I get anything
Short
back.
rest does not remove stress point, correct?
That is correct.
No.
Long rest does.
Long rest does. Okay, great.
And it doesn't remove exhaustion.
That's correct. Unfortunately, long rest
Yeah.
does.
Yep.
That one I
But
do
I'm
remember.
going to roll a hit dice, I think.
All right.
I
That's a
like
good
that idea.
choice.
I somehow never got hit in the werewolf fight. So-
That's,
Sometimes,
you're, like, far
sometimes
away.
it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, bam, bam, bam. Oh shit, that didn't do anything. Bye.
Actually, I just realized I could have used this when I was commanding those villagers.
What is this? What is this? Heart of Darkness. Hell yeah, you could have. Don't you know
And do
what
their
I've
utmost
done?
to help you.
Don't you know what I've
Well, they
seen?
they extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you, unless you've shown yourself to be a danger.
Although they may fear you.
Mhm.
Yes, Vasca.
That's a problem.
Please don't hurt me.
I came across that while I was looking through to see, like, is there anything I want to do on this
Yes.
short rest?
Okay.
Okay, so I think during the
If-
short rest, Mikmick's going to have a look at.
If Mikmick is near me,
Mm-hmm.
I can do a Song of Rest while he rolls his hit dice.
Which will allow what? Is that max hit dice? Or?
I'd give you an extra d6 of hit points.
Okay.
Nice.
I think, yeah. Well, he's
Rolling the dice. So you get an extra 5. If you come near me and let me hum you a little tune while you mend your wounds.
I think, yeah, he's going to drag, what was it there? Because
Angela.
Angela is further away from the fire and probably close enough to Mona
Okay.
that her soothing song will help. But he will make once they're both safely away, he's going to make a investigation roll to see if the blood in Angela's mouth is Micklebrow again.
Okay. So you open her mouth, and the first thing that you notice is that she has no tongue.
Again.
Ooh.
Somebody
See
doesn't
you.
want anybody to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Actually, there is one other thing I'll do during short rest. Mikmick, finish what you're doing.
I would like you then to make either investigation or medicine to determine if she has Micklebrow or any of the same kind of stuff going on.
Okay. What's my medicine? My medicine shit, so I'm going to do investigation.
Investigation.
11.
An 11. You don't see any sign of wine, Micklebrow, at all, in fact. You see that the inside of the mouth has no stains or liquid of any kind, in fact. It's quite dry. Inside the teeth are obviously blood, more blood. But flaked with, I don't know, pastries? She is a baker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And less important, is she still wearing the hide armor?
Yes. That you gave to her so kindly.
Yep. Out of scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he's going to attempt to remove that hide armor because I'm assuming she still does have her regular clothes on underneath because she didn't change out of it.
Yep. I mean, it's on top. It's on top of her clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to take the hide armor back.
All right.
During this hour, I want to find the old woman who was saying she didn't believe I was Vasca.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you spot her in the crowd. Yeah.
And I'm going to send her a message and say, "May I speak with you for a moment, please?"
She sort of like feels that same sort of buzzing in her head again. She looks over in your direction.
I just give her a very faint nod.
She sort of like checks around, looks around, looks in all directions, and then slowly walks towards you.
as she approaches me, I'm going to sort of stand away from the others, but make it look as though I'm surveying the water operations. I'm not going to look directly at the woman as I speak to her. And I'm going to say, I know I'm not Vasca. You know I'm not Vasca. Seems like everyone else here knows it too, so why are they pretending that I am?
She opens her mouth and she says, "You don't know where you are, do you?"
I'm afraid I am from a place very far away and I know little of this land, so no.
She says, in a very, very hushed whisper, again checking her to make sure that her surroundings are devoid of persons that she does not want to hear. She says, "This place, I don't know. I don't know if you should stay. It's dangerous. People are dying. Things have gotten out of hand." She says that and raises her eyebrows. "And I don't think that the Meistersinger is going to let it stop."
What has gotten out of hand?
All of this has gotten way out of scope of what we're trying to. And like she stops, and she looks across the way, and there, standing perhaps 50 or 60 feet from you, staring directly at her and you, is Meistersinger Ivan Marek. And he's just staring at you.
I'm going to smile and rush towards him and say, Meistersinger, I've been wondering where you've been.
He greets you with a broad smile. "Ah, yes, hello, Vasca. Good to see you."
It's terrible what's happened at the bakery.
Horrible.
Do you have any idea how it started?
No idea. I can only assume the worst for poor Angelia.
Yes, it doesn't seem like anyone could survive blaze of that magnitude.
That is 3 deaths. 3 deaths in 3 days.
Yes, I'm afraid we're still looking into it, but... You certain there's nothing more you can tell us about what's happened here? I mean, why poor Angelia? She's such a sweet girl.
I wish I knew. I really do. I really wish I knew.
Can I insight check him, please?
Absolutely.
13.
I'm going to make in secret a deception roll.
Okay.
You guys in chat may find out what it is, but we'll see. It's very hard to read. Very hard to read, why not? But you feel like he's probably telling you the truth, although who knows? After what that woman said. And the way she reacted. It doesn't make sense.
Going to try something.
Okay. Okay. You're going to cast Suggestion. On him?
On him.
All right.
I'm going to say, Meistersinger, it really would help if you would tell us everything you know, no matter how small.
He's going to make a wisdom saving throw.
About these events, I should say. Everything you know about these events, no matter how small.
What's your DC?
13.
Yeah, that fails. He says, "I don't know what you're talking about. I think I've told you everything that I know." Vasca, I have many things to do, and I apologize. There is many people who have minor burns from dealing with the fire. I hope that your investigations about the murders, that they are going well. And please do see to your friends. I understand that one of them may have been seriously hurt.
Moynat kind of perks up at that a bit and says, I was unaware of that. I will go see them. Thank you,
Excellent.
Meister Singer.
All my best to you. Thank you, Vaska. All right,
He's going to turn and walk away from him.
And he does the same. Let's flip back to the group outside of the remains of the bakery, the charred remains. Let's go to Amnestria. Amnestria, what are you up to?
Well, I am looking rather upset. I've been staring at Claudiu's body for a few minutes, not really saying anything, kind of gritting my teeth. Begun bandaging my hands with the makeshift bandages I made from the apron. But I don't really look very happy. And additionally, Louisa would see a change in her. Her cloak, first and foremost, would turn bright red, and her hood would come down, and she'd not only see that she's an elf, but she would see that her hair would be blonde.
I'm going to choose
What
that.
color was it originally?
Boom! Like that.
No, it was not.
Oh,
She had red hair and
She's
green
looking
top.
very
Now
angry.
she has blonde hair and red top.
turned red. Hair turns blonde. Uh, Louisa just kind of like looks at her, kind of looks over her shoulder, looks back at her, pulls out the water skin, sniffs it to make sure that it's water, and then takes a drink and then looks back again and just goes, that's special. Do you do that a lot? And then she pulls out her
Time.
wineskin and her water skin and goes, this one's water, this one's wine, take your pick. Like,
She's gonna take your wine. Drink some of that.
do it. Do it. And then what
Down
were you
the
saying,
hatch.
Helen? Cheers.
You asked if this happens a lot, and yes, it does.
In times of great stress or just, whenever you want?
I mean, sometimes it happens when I'm stressed, other times it happens when I stub my toe. It happens a lot.
Can I ask what it means? Or is that are we not there yet?
What do you mean? Oh, you've probably not met someone like me before. I'm a Ladrin.
Oh. Do I know what an Eladrin is?
I would say make an Arcana check.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah, you're like what? A what-adrin?
Yeah. Oh, it's been a while since I was in school, and maybe my world doesn't have you. I don't know what does that mean?
I am an elf who
Got that part.
has said magic's about me, I suppose. Family thing. Well, not really, but my family originally comes from the Feywild, and very long time ago. Not myself. I'm actually not from the Feywild at all. But I'm not from here, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I gathered that about this particular group. Feywild. Really?
Well, I'm from Mordant, but
Like actual fairy blood or just...
I have no idea, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I'm finding it kind of hard to focus on my friend dying.
Your
And
friend? Oh.
yes, quite frankly, I actually want to find who did this and kill them repeatedly. So I may need my dagger back, but
I've still got it. I'm taking care of it. She just pulls out the dagger and clips it handle first and offers it back to you.
you hold on to that. I actually have a better idea. Can I look for the spike that he was nailed to the door with?
You pulled it out, yeah.
I want to take that.
And probably cooled down by now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
want to pick that up.
a sharpened iron spike,
Great.
bigger than a piton. Right, pitons are only
That's-
about like 7 or 8 inches. This one's like 12 or 13 inches. Maybe longer.
At this point, Amnestria, you hear a message in your head. You hear Muadnhait's voice say, "What happened? Who's been hurt?"
She would respond, and I'm a little burned, but I'm okay. And Claudio is dead.
Where are you?
Out front of the bakery. The alleyway.
Alright. At this point, Muadnhait will start making her way towards them, away from the well. The villagers know what they're doing at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Mikmick would rejoin them up from the other side,
Right on.
seeing the two ladies there over a body.
Yeah.
And now she's taking off the hide armor, and
What do you do with Angelia's body?
there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, fair. You leave it to the care of the rest of the village, I assume.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah, you sort of like walk away.
Shove
People
it
start to
back in the barn.
recognize. No, they recognize who it is. They're like, "Oh, Angela!" And like some of them like very, like their reaction is just it's heart wrenching. They like get on their knees and like start like wrenching their hair, tears streaming down their cheeks. One person like sort of like shoves the other person out of the way and like falls on Angelia's body and just like weeps and like tears her clothing. Like it's dramatic, shall we say.
Is there anything on Claudio's
Oh,
body that's not completely burnt away?
Let me take a look and see what he had on his person when he went into the great beyond.
I'm
Oh, and
more
by the way,
looking
Matt,
for
I'm
any
still
type
on
of
the
like
baker plan.
messages that might have been left other than his body.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll tell you what you find on his person. That hasn't been burnt to smithereens. Unfortunately, Claudio's wizard spell book is just gone. There's nothing left of it but just burnt leather. He had with him a rapier, which is still in its sheath on his side, like it was never pulled. He has as well some pouches. He has in his bag, he has a half-drunken bottle of wine. Actually, quite a lot of wine. Come to think of it, he has like 4 bottles of wine. I'd say one was broken during the escape, so like the wine has sopped into his satchel. And I'd like you to make a perception check for me, Louisa.
Better.
Yeah, the smell of wine is pretty, especially Mikkelbrow, is a smell that you're used to. This doesn't smell like Mikkelbrow a lot. It smells only like half Mikkelbrow. The other half, as you sort of sniff it, it smells like it has got a coppery smell to it. Like it smells almost metallic. Beyond that, he had a fillet knife and like a notebook, or at least the remains of it, a couple of like sheafs of paper, most of which is burned
Damn,
away.
I was hoping that was in his room.
No, he took it with him when he left.
Okay, so it seems like the message is really finding his body nailed to the wall, essentially.
That's correct. Yes.
So she's gonna take the bottle of wine that smells metallic.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of gonna just like dip like a finger in it and just like take like a tiny little taste just to see, like, does it, I know it smells metallic, does it taste metallic? Like,
Yeah.
essentially she's now wondering because like people are starting to like drop, and she would have seen another body get pulled out.
Yeah.
So now she's starting to wonder if the fire was trying to cover something up.
Absolutely.
So, maybe it's like poison or something.
It does have a very coppery aftertaste.
Okay. And it's not wine? Or it is wine, but it tastes like wine
How
that's
many
gone
times
bad?
have you been punched in the mouth?
It tastes like wine for certain. Don't answer that. Don't answer
Okay.
that, Megan. More times than you would care to admit. Tastes like wine for certain,
It's true.
right? Lots just don't. But like there's this. It's very strange. It's got like almost like a salty, coppery, like aftertaste to it. Like something's inside the wine. It's not just wine.
She shakes the bottle. Does she hear anything?
No. Liquid.
Okay. She's just gonna cork it for now and just be like, that tastes terrible. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
He always had terrible taste in wine.
It's more than just bad wine. It's I don't know.
Has
It
Moy not
tastes like,
rounded the corner on this yet?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because I did
Tastes-
when Moynat originally rounds the corner and sees Claudiu's charred body, she does freeze up again for a moment. Not as bad as the last time. So she's kind of been standing there, just keeping her shit together. But upon hearing Louisa say that, she says, "Oh, I tried it once. Yes, it's awful."
Do you know what he added to it, or what someone added to it, or
Oh, no idea, but he always had it with him.
Hmm.
I tried it once. He sort of laughed at me, but I thought it was terrible.
it?
After that, I only
You're
drank my own wine.
not wrong. Yeah, that sounds about right. And
I think
then
Mikmick knew who was Sila, so he's not going to say anything. I don't think.
Note that it is the middle of the night. The
Let's
fire
take his body
has,
to the barn.
for certain, the fire has burnt out by now. There's nothing but smoke coming from the charred remains. All the villagers are sort of like just exhausted through the effort. Many of them are shocked. Others are just wandering home.
So, should we head back to the tavern? I've ran into a few things before he got to the fire.
I learned some things too, but we're not leaving his body in the street. Let's take it to the barn.
Barn's a
agree.
good place as any to talk as well.
All right.
So all head to the barn.
The barn.
Barn, Matt.
Barn.
The barn is over here.
Head to the barn.
Yep. So the four of you bring Claudio's body to the barn. Open the
And we
door.
find out the tripwire has been tripped.
The tripwire has, yes, the tripwire was tripped earlier that evening by an unknown person or persons. You see the string has been snapped. Actually, wait, did you you didn't trip the tripwire, Louisa, did you?
No, she didn't.
No.
Did not, nope.
But
Because
you
I
did.
heard that they had said it, so I
Mhm.
was like, I just kind of went up to it and peeked over. I did not trip it.
Okay. I thought you did. No.
Mm-mm.
Tripwire's still there.
That's what I was saying. It's been tripped.
Yep, tripwire still there.
Still there. So it hasn't been tripped then.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And to your relief, 2 bodies still there.
About to
Do
add
we
the
need to
third in for.
bring? Do we need to bring the other one?
We'll let the townsfolk do with her as they will. She's theirs. He's ours.
Right, but if
really
she's related to
Is she?
them,
We don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Because she's either collateral damage or he is, in my view.
Or they both are, but I don't know.
Is it really a good idea to keep him here, though? I mean,
Where else would you put him?
In a
I don't know.
pool of wine.
Moynot kind of half smiles at that. You know, it's funny. I've seen more dead men than I can count, but I've never been troubled by it before. Strange.
Well, I think I should tell you what I saw. And Mikmick will pull out the piece of cloth he was able to grab off the cloaked figure. I ran into our old friend.
Is that?
We have friends here.
You know, the
Louisa
masked
looks
fellow.
a little hurt by that statement.
You mean you mean the one that only you've seen?
Yeah, the masked fellow.
Wait, you saw someone with a mask? A white mask?
Yes.
I saw him. Well, I saw something like that before we went into the tavern. That's what I tried to tell you, and then. Yeah. Never mind.
Yes.
Out of game, remind me what happened because I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
I saw him, and I tried to lean in to tell Amnestria, like to just kind of whisper it to her because I didn't know what I was seeing, and I touched her.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, cool.
And she
Got
kind
it.
of freaked
Thank
out.
you. Gotcha. Now I remember.
And he was walking away from the fire. So I don't want to put 2 and 2 together yet, but well, I mean, we've seen him a few times already, but we don't know who he is yet. And also, when I went into the bakery, I found Angeli's body in there, tongue cut out.
That is troubling.
I turned to Louisa and say, all right, I stand corrected. She does have something to do with this.
And this may have just been the wind, but as soon as I saw the body, I felt a gust of wind past me. Don't know if that's connected or if it was just the fire getting into me or what.
Well, there's certainly something strange happening in this town. When I went to speak to the villagers at the well, there was an old woman who started to insist that I wasn't Vasca, until somebody shushed her. And when I spoke to her later, she said I didn't know where I was. It was dangerous. She suggested that I not stay. And that whatever was happening here had gotten out of hand or beyond the scope of what she didn't get a chance to say. She said the Meistersinger wasn't going to let it stop, and then there he was, and she stopped speaking. I tried to talk to him, tried to use magic to get him to tell me what's going on, and to the best of my knowledge, the magic worked, and he still told me nothing, so I am very confused, but I don't trust him.
Hey, Matt, can I make just a base intelligence check?
For what reason?
I mean, this is just player connecting some dots. I want to see if Mikmick can connect the same dots.
Tell me what dots that you're trying to connect, and I'll see if it's even worth it.
Well, essentially, I'm thinking Muadnhait may be a scapegoat, essentially.
Huh. Yeah, you could make an intelligence check. I'm not sure if you would probably know if that intelligence is verifiable or not. It's just your own hunch, so to speak.
Yeah, it's more of a hunch.
Yeah, I will allow any hunches that you want to make.
An intelligence hunch.
Intelligence hunch. Let's go. Intelligence hunch. That's a nat 1.
That one.
Derpy
That
derp.
one is nat 20. What?
Derpity derp
You
derp derp.
I mean, Muadnhait is already under the... Muadnhait has already sort of concluded that she's being set up, but she's clearly being set up, what with finding the painting, the very recent painting of what looked like her as a little girl, an entire town's insistence that she's someone that she's not. She's already figured out that she's being set up in some way. She just can't figure out for what or why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But her gut hunch is it has something to do with this upcoming festival, though when she's questioned people about it, she hasn't gotten much information.
That's a fair
Do you know who shushed her? Like, did you recognize her? Or whoever it was?
Who?
You said the old woman knew it wasn't you, but that somebody got to her. Did you recognize who that was?
Oh, no, it was just another villager.
Okay, so it wasn't the person who greeted you.
No, it wasn't.
And started all this. All right.
What's her name? I've got it in my notes somewhere.
Don't know.
Xandra, the miller's daughter.
Xandra.
No, because I would if it was Xandra. If it was Xandra, I'm assuming Matt would have told.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not only Xandra, because the minute I walk up to the Meistersinger, he said the same thing. And as I walked through the village, everybody said the same thing.
Question for Matt.
Yeah.
The other person who's dead, who I didn't know, would I... Because now we have 2 direct connections to Shreko.
Yeah.
Would I have recognized this
Three.
other third person as someone who, like, was in Shreko's company at any point? I didn't know them, but maybe I saw them around, like, running around with him or something.
Are you talking about the person who everyone seems to be calling Angelia, who was pulled from the inside of the bakery? Is that what you're referring to?
No, because Angela is the one that was seeing him after
Correct. Yeah.
this other lady died, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
After
So
Dagia
so
died.
we know that. Yeah. So we know that those 2 have a connection to Shreko. I'm talking
And
about the other.
The third dead guy's
person.
his dad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They're all
his
connected to
dad.
Draco in some way.
So they are
Yes,
all connected.
all connected to Draco.
Okay,
Yes,
Yeah.
which is why we were
Great.
investigating him in the first place.
Yes.
got it.
And now Draco's
Oh,
out
that
of the
makes
picture.
sense. Louisa says as everyone catches her up.
And now if Draco's out of the picture, well, we don't
But it's
know
all
where we're
still
going.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it's all still happening, and we know that he has compatriots. Who
The old
might
woman did say the
be-
village was dangerous. They couldn't all be, could they?
This
Well,
town
Louisa,
is
you
very weird. I don't know.
did
I
mention
do agree.
You did mention before, Louisa, that the woodcarver's apprentice is somewhat new.
If I said that, then yeah, I'm sure I meant it. So,
I think that may be our next port of call. But I think
After we rest.
all need a rest.
Yes.
All right. Well worth noting that this is now going to be day 3 of your 4-day stay here in Amherst.
Mhm.
Day 3, of course, is the day of the festival.
Oh boy.
Festival?
Yeah, a festival.
Thank you for
Yes, you're welcome.
So do we get the long rest?
Yes, I would say that you do. You go back to your abode at the Grinning Fox Inn and get a somewhat troubled night's sleep, but still a
I was wondering if
successful
I could
one.
spend maybe half an hour with Louisa.
Sure. Doing what?
Just shoot the shit for a bit.
Shoot away, but we do have break coming up. Just letting you know.
Yeah. So Mikmick will come up to Louisa and say, Louisa, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I tend to like to make little trinkets for people. I was just wondering if you would maybe have a hair clip or a brooch or maybe even a ribbon.
Yeah. She like thinks for a minute because she really doesn't have much. And she she wears a silver stone that is strung with like a piece of leather. And
It's a non-magical item, hopefully.
well, she's going to take the stone off of the piece of leather, because that stone stays with her. But she's she like unthreads the stone, and she hands over the leather, and she says, will this do?"
I think it will do. I can make something out of this.
All right.
And if you're going to be traveling with us, I thought I'd maybe catch you up on who you're traveling with.
That would be lovely. And she just sits right down and like is just all ears.
Well, for one, Amnestria, you probably noticed she was a bit off-put when you touched her.
Yeah, I don't quite know what I stepped in there, but I feel as if I might owe her an apology. I don't really know.
Well, she doesn't like to hurt people unintentionally. Unfortunately, she has an ability that causes her to do so.
Oh.
And Mikmick will just grab hold of his shoulder armor and just twist it, and you hear a clunk, and you see the armor just retract up into the arm, and the first thing you see is there is no hand there because he's retracting his left arm. You see that there's no hand, there's just a stump. First thing you see, because that's pretty easy to see. So the
Sure.
second thing you see further down, that's probably healed slightly by now, is a handprint that seems to have embedded itself into his arm. I don't know how to properly describe it. Matt, can you
Yeah,
help out?
like no, exactly that. Sort of the shape of a hand that has been imprinted into the flesh of his arm.
Okay.
And the third thing you see as you're closely looking at that is stitches going all the way up his arm. And he just points to the handprint. She did that unintentionally, of course. And I don't think she wants to do the same thing to you. And when you touched her, I think she was afraid that you may have unintentionally hurt yourself by touching her.
Oh God. The uh, that's more than I was anticipating. Are you all right?
Yeah,
mean- You seem like you're very inventive, and you know that's awesome. Can you create magical, or can you create magical effects on items?
well, pretty much as he's talking, he's just kind of fiddling with the leather strip in his hand, and you
Mhm.
see that it starts glowing slightly,
Oh.
and he hands it back to you. And
Mhm.
now that leather strap emits 5 feet of bright light and then an additional 5 feet of dim light.
So I can always see.
Yeah.
Oh.
More
And that's
importantly,
one
you
of
can
his
always be seen
magical
unless you cover it
tinkerings.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of his
Louisa just
magical tinkerings, so that's always active.
Louisa just holds it in her hands and just kind of closes both hands over it and just looks Mikmick deep in the face and just says, "Do you know how long it's been since someone has given me a gift?"
No worries. It keeps my hands busy. So,
Thank
I think, continuing on the story, there's Moynat. And she's a lot, as you've probably seen.
you. Yeah, she's tough. I think is the best word I have for her so far.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what her story is. And at the moment, it's kind of in 3 sections. The first section is what she was. Second section is when she got that nice little headpiece that you've seen around her head. And then the third, which I've less experience with, is that monstrous transformation she's able to do. First part, I can't quite pin it down just yet. All I know is she is more comfortable wearing nothing at all. She's quite an accomplished swimmer and singer. And it seems like she has a supernatural draw with the opposite sex. she's able to bring him in with charms or something. And she has mentioned that she has done so many times before. So I'm thinking she may be a creature that's more suited for the ocean than land.
Well, I guess. Do you know where she's from?
No, she hasn't said.
Alright.
Though she has said that she is considerably older than she looks.
Hmm. Mer person, maybe.
Maybe. Or something along that ilk. I'm still trying to figure that out. Second part is those horns. I'm not sure if you've heard of hex bloods before.
You could make an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Megan, your sound is cutting out a little bit. Maybe bump your mic up closer
It
to your
is,
mouth.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry. I
Oh,
keep hitting it, I think, so.
no worries,
Here
no
we go.
worries. A 9. Yeah, you've never heard of Hexbloods.
Nope.
Well, from what I understand, they're essentially servants to a higher power. Though, unfortunately, Moynat doesn't know who she's been serving. But once she finds that out, that thing has a bounty on its head. If you
But-
catch my drift.
Louisa tries to put it together. So she's just like so she's essentially enslaved to someone against her will?
From what I gathered, yes.
Oh, that's terrible. Alright. We find who killed your friend, he dies, we find slaver thing, god, person, whatever. Deal with that. Cool.
And I think Amnestria is also hunting somebody down.
Well, I think we're all searching for someone.
And then, of course, you've got myself. I've been trying to piece it together. I mean, it's only been not even a week since I woke up and had no memories. The memories are slowly coming back to me.
No
The confusing part is there seem to be two different memories.
Like one's been planted in you by someone else and one is real, that kind of thing?
Maybe, but in both memories, I am myself. Two different
Well, it
lives
wouldn't be.
I've lived.
Oh. Mm.
One that, to be honest, kind of scares me. The other one, I seem to be more happy.
You ever have to make a choice, choose the happy one. That's what I say.
And that's what I've been trying to lean towards which is where handing out little trinkets, like I just gave you, is where that came from. That joy of giving somebody else what they need to succeed. Well, in the other life, it was almost all for one person.
You or someone else?
Someone else. But I don't know, but I think my mind may have been brainwashed or something, because I enjoyed every second of it. Every second of doing horrible things to captives.
Well, who knows? That may not be actually true. And again, it might. And again, it might not. I don't know. I'm bad at this. But
All I do remember is one of those dark memories. Well, he just looks at the stump of his hand. One of those dark memories. I remember doing this to myself.
for your sake, I hope that's not a true memory.
I think it is, and that's the problem that I've been having. I hope to redeem myself somehow. But
Louisa just takes her hand and very slowly, because she's realizing that everybody else in this group might not be as touchy-feely as she is, but she just kind of reaches out and very gently just pats Mikmick's stump right where Amnestria's handprint is. And she just looks at him.
though it's probably not as necessary now, the one that we found dead today, pinned to the door, as far as I can tell, I've only knew him for a short time, and it seemed like his only goal was to find death as soon as possible and to drink wine every waking moment.
I think he and I would have understood each other quite well.
In a way, I think you would have, which is why it's a pity you'll never be able to meet him. Unless, of course, your abilities allow you to communicate with the other side.
Unfortunately, as we saw with Shrako, my abilities do not lend themselves to magic.
Though, speaking of magic, and he will also look around in his inventory, because I just remembered he has an item that Louisa could use, and he pulls out a small little wand. Do you think you would be able to use this?
Does it require any sort of, I don't know, special skill other than pointing and hoping?
Would I know if that does?
Wands.
Because this is the wand of magic missiles.
Oh boy.
Ironically, I am trained in Arcana, so
yeah, I think.
yeah.
Let me think about this.
Yeah.
I think wands do require something. But on the other
Yeah,
hand, I
that's
know
cool.
because I'm confusing my additions here. Let's go with the assumption that they can, and I'll check in the break if they can or can't. How about that?
Okay.
Mikmick will hand over a wand of magic missiles to Louisa.
Ooh.
And that's an item you can just drag and drop into your character sheet if you wanted to.
Perfect. Thank you. I
And that
will.
should give you a ranged attack.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Even
At
though
this
if
point,
you're doing it at night, you can't see any further than 10 feet.
if there's more light around, we never know.
Yeah. By the way, the wand of magic yeah, anyone can use it. It's literally just you attune yourself to it, and bammo,
Nice.
flammo, magic missiles at a touch.
Woohoo!
There you go.
At this point, Louisa, she just you just see a couple of tears just kind of leak out of the corner of her eyes. And she just like in that frustrated way of like, I cannot believe that I'm fucking crying in front of this dude that I've known for all of 45 minutes,
A little bit
she
longer
just
than that.
kind of like
Few
yeah,
hours.
a little bit longer than that. She just kind of like runs her sleeves across her face and just says, thank you.
I just hope your story is possibly a little bit lighter than all of ours combined.
My story is not one to tell in the dark.
Maybe over a few mucal brows, though.
Yes, over a few maple brows.
The two
In
of
the
you,
daylight.
the two of you share a laugh, and then realize
Not
that
an easy laugh because we're both low charisma.
fair, and then realize that like it's super late. Like no matter what, like if you wanted to get some sleep now, to obtain a full long rest, you better hit the hay because the sun comes up early in Cartacus. How about that?
Well, Louisa is going to be reaching. Mikmick's not as much.
Okay.
Mikmick's not going to bed.
Want to get a second
Well, I mean,
layer?
he only needs 4 hours.
Second level of attunement. That's fine. I don't care. A second level of exhaustion. Let me check the wand actually.
Well,
itself.
Mikmick only needs 4 hours. Louisa needs 8.
That's true. Oh, by the way, the magic missile wand doesn't require attunement. I was wrong.
Nice.
Yeah, you could just point the goddamn
Excellent.
thing, and it's got 7 charges, and whammo blammo. It's like a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Does he regain them at dawn, or is it just there?
Let's see. It
7
charges. And you expend 1 to 3 to fire the magic missile spell, right? Because magic missile has 3 bolts from it.
Yeah.
And it regains 1d6 plus 1 charges every day.
Yeah.
If you expend the last wand's charge, you roll a d20. And if you get a 1 on the d20, the wand turns to ash.
Oh, it's like the wish spell. Okay. 1d6 plus 1
Charges.
recharges.
Oh, so yeah. So basically,
Well,
you
you
get 1 charge, you get 3 magic missiles, and for each additional charge, you get 1 more missile.
There
Yeah, I think the one of magic missiles would be in the compendium, so you can just drag and drop.
It's from the DMG. I just found it at, elsewhere, but yeah, it's
so
from the DMG.
that said, I think that Louisa and
Break
Mikmick,
time.
time for good sleeping times. Mikmick sort of charges down. You sits down.
It's just 4 hours.
Gets his 4 hours. Louisa goes up and gets her 8. Louisa, just before we go to break, I'm going to give a very small description of what happens as you sort of walk to your room, which has been paid for.
Aw,
And as you
nice.
slip under the covers, a very comfortable bed compared to what you've been sleeping in nowadays. You close your eyes. You think of the stories that Mikmick has told you of your newfound compatriots. You smile. You also have a somewhat worried look on your face as you perhaps overthink things a little bit. But just before you fall into the unerring veil of sleep, you feel like there's someone else in the room with you. Sort of hairs in the back of your neck stand up. And you sort of sit up, look in the room, look around. No other entryway into this room except the door. You get up quickly, check to make sure the door is locked. Head back to your bed. Grab the covers, pull them tightly across your chest. Take a deep breath. Relax. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. You lay back down. Close your eyes. And then you hear a very familiar voice whisper, Louisa. It's very hard for the next 15 minutes to go to sleep after hearing that voice. But you do. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Can I say one thing just to add to that?
Please.
She falls asleep clutching the stone and the now bright necklace that she wears.
Mwah! Love it. Amazing. All right, folks, we'll take a 6-minute break. We're a little bit late on our break, but it was worth it. We'll come back in 6 minutes. So it's 11:24 already. Let's come back at 11:30. We'll come back and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. Hello, hello, hello. All right, the day dawns. And I'll give you the appropriate, ever so cheery, village morning music. Because that's the way I roll. Here we go. The day dawns in Cartagas, in the village of Emnhurst, on day 3 of your 4-day stay here. Trying to find, just to remind you, trying to find Radaga and potentially stop some murders from happening, or at least find out who's causing them.
Or at least not get murdered.
Yeah, that's a distinct priority, right? Yeah, don't get murdered while trying to find out.
So this is our last day. We're getting picked up tomorrow.
Getting picked up tomorrow morning.
All right. So
Is this a solve it or lose your taxi ride situation, or
this is we leave tomorrow morning no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
no matter what? Okay. All right.
But our primary. So over breakfast, if we all come down to chat together, Muadnhait is going to sort of look to Louisa and say, well, since you're with us, I suppose we ought to explain. We actually came here looking for someone else. And we started trying to solve these murders because the Meistersinger said that in exchange he would help us find information on the person that we're looking for. I'm starting to think that that's a load of shit.
Say
that again.
I don't really know the Meistersinger very well, but from what I do know of him, he's not, the best, so...
Well, from what that woman said to me yesterday about whatever is happening here and whatever they're trying to achieve and how the Meistersinger's not going to let it stop, it occurs to me that this woman was older. She might have some idea of where the woman we're looking for lived outside of the village. Perhaps I can get more information from her, and we can try to find Radaga's old home this morning.
I mean, it's worth a shot. And then, who was the other person that we wanted to talk to? The Apprentice?
Oh, Zagia's apprentice? Were we going to go back and speak to her again?
I thought that's what we said last night, but
I don't
I'm a
remember. It's been
little
while.
tired this morning, and yeah, it's been a while.
It's
so-
worthwhile noting Louisa has never spoken actually to Dragaca. It was only the three of you.
Dragaca, thank you. I was looking in my notes trying
Sure.
to find her name.
Yeah,
There it is,
Dragaca was Zagia's apprentice, and now the owner of the wood carving business that Zagia owned.
Yep.
Louisa, you joined them after they had already met with Dragaca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had just seen them arguing at one point.
That's right.
So
yeah.
that's all I know.
Yep.
So
Well, if you would like to speak with Dragaca, and I can go look for this woman again.
I
I'm not sure what
mean,
the other two. The other two of you can come with either of us. I'm going to try to speak this woman without drawing any attention to the fact we're talking. I think the Meistersinger was watching us last night, but I've got an idea.
Amnestria and Mikmick, what do you guys want to do?
Mikmick, what are you thinking we should do today?
I mean, we thought about it yesterday. Either go to the woodcarver's apprentice, seeing as that seems to be the only other lead that we have. I think Muadnhait needs to talk to an older lady.
We only have one day left. I don't want to forget the real reason we're here.
I think we
Thinking
may
in my
need
head that
to-
you do, why not?
Yes?
Can you do that from anywhere?
No, only about 100 feet away, I think.
Damn.
Let me double check.
120 feet.
It's either 120, yes. From about 120 feet away, give or take, as long as there's not a great deal of stone in between us.
But then Muadnhait has the trinkets that you can see.
That's true. Actually, yeah, let me check. I haven't done that one in a while. Or, where are you, Eerie Token? Oh, or I can speak to you, but you can't speak back. What did you have in mind?
We've spent a lot of time in this town and haven't really found anything for what we're looking for. I was thinking it was time maybe someone looked outside of town.
I agree. That's why I want to see if I can speak to this old woman and get a better idea of where to look.
well, why don't we do this? Why don't we go with you to speak to her and see where our paths take us from there? Because, for all we know, she could point us towards the apprentice. And I think it's, especially given everything that we've seen in the last little bit, it might be best to stick together, no?
That is fair, though I plan on speaking to her as I spoke to you, Amnestria, in her head, so that it won't arouse suspicion. I just need to figure out where she is.
It's the day of the festival, right?
It is the day of the
Yes.
festival.
My guess is she's probably going to be at the festival at some point.
I would agree.
And perhaps if we, I don't know, hang out on the
That
grounds.
is an
we can
all-day
find her?
festival or a nighttime festival?
It is a nighttime festival.
That's what
Oh,
I thought.
never mind.
That's what I was thinking. But it might be, if it's an evening festival, they might be doing preparations during the day if the town is busy.
It's true. Also, there might be a bunch of people still lingering around the bakery, trying to figure out how to rebuild it. And if she was there last night, then she might return?
Well, she was at the well last night. That's where I saw
Oh.
her. Tell you what, I'm going to go for a walk, see if I can figure out where she is. Do you want to speak with Zagia while I do that? Or Drakaga while I do that?
Sure.
And I'll meet you at the woodcarvers.
Alright.
Amnestria and Mikmick, what about the two of you?
So just in case things do go sideways, and I will reach under and, using my dagger, slice one of the braids from my hair, tie it into a little necklace, and I will hand it to Louisa and say, if you're nervous, if something happens to me, I can let you know using this.
We
And
said
that
just
works.
Getting
kinda-
all the gifts.
That
Yeah.
works over. That works over 10 miles.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Seeing as she already has a necklace, Louisa just kind of goes,
I'm-
okay, thanks, and like doubles it around one of her wrists.
Moina doesn't care. She just, the last time she gave one to Mikmick, she tied it around his neck. So tie it wherever you want. She doesn't care.
Friendship bracelet.
It's the friendship hair. Just so you know, here,
It's
Megan, I'll
not
put
the
it in
friendship
chat.
one
I'll
now.
put it in chat so you can see what I just gave you.
Ooh.
Oh my god, there's so much text. Ugh.
Yes, it is.
Eerie
It's not
So,
token.
all right,
Okay.
as a
You know.
bonus action, you can harmlessly remove a lock of your hair, one of your nails, or one of your teeth. The token is imbued with magic until you finish a long rest. While the token is imbued in this way, you can take these actions. Telepathic message. As an action, you can send a telepathic message to the creature holding or carrying the token. As long as you are within 10 miles of it, the message can contain up to 25 words. Remote viewing. If you're within 10 miles of the token, you can enter a trance as an action. Trance lasts for 1 minute, but it ends early if you dismiss it. No action required or incapacitated during this trance. You can see and hear from the token as if you were located where it is. While you are using the senses of the token's location, you are blinded or deafened in regard to your own surroundings. When the trance ends, the token is harmlessly destroyed. Once you create a token using this feature, you can't do it again until you finish a long rest, at which point your missing part regrows.
I'm just having this like immediate reaction of like when you listen to a commercial about some kind of pharmaceutical and like
Side
you know
effects may include drowsiness, dry mouth.
exactly. It's like try eerie token from AstraZeneca. The side effects may
If you're
include losing teeth, losing hair.
If your trance
See,
lasts
I just
for-
heard a
if
bunch
your
of
trance
white
lasts for more
noise
than-
for a minute because the teeth loss thing, like, just
Oh, yeah.
really, I was like, oh god.
Oh, I gave Cloudy a tooth one time. It freaked him the fuck out. It
Oh
was
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yep.
I thought it was you gave him a fingernail.
Oh, I know. I gave him a fingernail. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been going with the hair.
Did you give me a fingernail?
After you explain it, Louisa just goes, thank you
Ooh.
for giving me the hair. And just kind of pats it.
I look at her and I say, yes, the other drunken one didn't much care for the fingernail.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh.
never the teeth.
Um,
please.
and I'll say it again, and I'll just ask this last time. Amnestria and Mikmick, since you hear the plans of what Muadnhait and Louisa are doing, what is it that you guys would like to do? Would you like to go on your own little plucky adventure during the day, or would you like to join one of them?
I think I'll go probably with Louisa to check on the woodcarver's
Okay,
system.
cool. And Amnestria.
I'd like to explore around town,
Okay, very good.
outside of town.
Outside of town. Lovely. I love splitting the party. Let's go.
I'll
Okay.
be headed outside of town once I get a better idea of which way to go. But yes.
Okay.
Amnestria is doing the ranger
I
thing.
was Matt, for the record, I was hoping I'd get info and then we'd all go together, but whatever.
No, that's
We'll get
hey.
out there. I
every-
wasn't trying to split the party.
I know. No one ever tries
Pricey.
to split the party. Because if they do,
Everything happens.
it's so much.
Unless Matt introduces Revenant Yoko Ono, but that's his fault.
Hmm. After this session, I'm going to be statting her up. Let's go. Revenant Yoko.
Oh no. You did it.
You've been killed by Revenant Yoko Ono. It's like actual cannibal Shia
Today the
LaBeouf.
music truly died.
Yes, actually.
You've killed actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
You know,
I
I
love
feel
that.
like that's less funny now after the whole Army Hammer situation.
Oh,
but-
geez, that's true. I didn't really put those two
Wait,
together. But,
what?
Oh, we'll talk about it later. Let's play Dungeons
Yeah,
and
tell me
Dragons.
after the game. Let's play the game. All right.
Wait, what?
I missed some pop culture reference went.
Mhm. So
right over my
Louisa and Mikmick are going to go pay Dragaca a visit. Amnestria is going to wander nonchalantly into the space outside of Amherst, and Muadnhait's going to find this older woman who she spoke with last night. Correct? Super
Yes.
duper. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say that let's start with Amnestria, I guess. Amnestria, you decide to take your opportunity to go outside of the village during a beautiful day. As you walk outside and bid your adieus to your compatriots, you, along with all the others, actually notice that, yes, indeed, tonight's festival is indeed being celebrated in a very festive way, as adornments of all kinds, mostly yellow, are being placed throughout the village. Yellow flowers are being strewn about on the streets, which you recognize, of course, as fox trumpet. They're very sort of pungent odor, reaching your senses almost immediately as soon as you walk within perhaps 5 or 10 feet of them. And many people are putting up yellow banners. Yes. There are many of these banners actually have this sort of face of sort of a very stylized face of a wolf on it. You remember that this festival is to celebrate one of the deities of this particular community, Grandfather Wolf. How far outside the village do you go, Amnestria? And in which direction?
Going to wander actually south of the village.
Okay, south of the village is where you actually came from.
We came from here? Oh, is that north?
Well, I'm gonna bring you. Oh, actually, you came from the north. So let me bring you back to
We haven't
the.
been south.
That's true. You haven't been south. You came from the. That's right. Well, actually, that's not true. You do. Yeah, you did go north into the forest and then came back down south. So yeah, going south from here, you would go in the opposite direction of where you went last night. So not towards the water, but towards another sort of more marshy area, perhaps, of the landscape, away from the forests. You do notice that the water has sort of like strewn up from the creek and sort of, put out dozens and dozens of little rivulets through this muddy expanse. There is no road any longer in this direction, unless you want to try to find the nearest road.
We're going, we don't need roads.
Well, mostly I'm just looking for any signs of habitation outside of town.
Yeah, you don't see anything, but I'm going to go ahead and say that if you want to spend additional time just between now and, say, the afternoon, I'll let you make an extended either survival or investigation check. How does that sound?
Sure.
Super. Let's go. Very nice. An 18. You do notice that there are footpaths to and from Amherst from the south exit. You do notice as well that many of these footpaths seem to go in different directions. Some go along sort of trails into the woods. Some of them go through smaller trails into the marshy areas. Just in the sort of hour or so that you go exploring outside of Amherst, you look around for signs of any kind of of habitation outside of the village. Smoke coming from perhaps a chimney to a small cabin or so. Don't see anything of any kind, actually. If there are habitations of any kind, either inside the forest or in more land free of these kinds of rather massive and imposing trees, you don't see anything. Yeah. Okay. So Amnestria, we'll go ahead and say that you are outside the village during the time that Muadnhait speaks to the old lady, and Mikmick and Louisa are doing their thing. Fair? At what point do you think that it would be appropriate for you to come back, or do you continue to search?
She'd probably come back after an hour or two. She doesn't really want to be gone too long, especially after the events with.
Yeah, you do notice.
Pladu.
Yeah, the marshlands have sort of a thick sort of low-lying fog, which makes it sort of difficult to step in certain places. You find your sort of boots are stuck, which you have to pull them out, making sort of this wet sucking noise as you realize that the trail probably ends here, Amnestria, because things are, in terms of finding other people and or other houses in and around this area, probably time to go back to Amherst. You notice that the fog is actually kind of getting a little bit thicker, seeping up through the marshlands as you do so, and the skies are beginning to, as they were in the morning, they seem to be quite bright, but now you see sort of at the very edges sort of dark gray clouds coming towards Amherst on the horizon. Let's go ahead and switch to Mikmick and Louisa. Go back to Amherst, where they currently are. You two have returned to the woodcarver's abode. Am I correct? The woodcarver's shop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, let's bring you guys to the woodcarver's shop.
It's over there. Okay.
Right over here. Cool.
The blue building.
Yes, the big blue building that has a W over it. Right here. Okay. With that said, go. Boom, we're right over there. Let's see. Let me move you guys, I guess, to the map. If you wanna have a little chat with Dragica.
Sure.
Yeah, let me just find that.
This is bound to go well
Of course, why wouldn't
with our charismas.
Yeah, we sent the 2 no charisma characters to ask all the questions.
Loving it. I'm loving everything about this.
Well, you have a 0, I have a -1, so yeah.
Oh God.
Let's see.
Makes you feel
Woodcarver,
any better. I
there
only
we
have
go.
a +1.
Okay, let me make sure that we don't
Then
have
we've
any
got Muadnhait, which is our +3.
additional
I think.
characters. Do we have any additional characters? Okay, there's one character you don't need here. There's one character you don't need here. There's one character you don't need here. And let's bring Louisa on. Boop. There we go. The two of you are there at the woodcarvers. You do, in fact, as you sort of open the door in the early morning, do see Dragica. She sort of like looks up at you as the two of you walk in. Oh, hello. I don't remember your name. I'm so sorry. She points to Mikmick.
Louisa.
No, she points to Mikmick, actually. She says, yeah. She says, don't remember your hello. I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Can I help you with something? She sort of shuffles quickly behind the counter and says, yes, how can I help you?
Mikmick will gesture to Louisa if she wants to take the lead, or...
Hi. Yeah. And Louisa takes out her broom, quarterstaff, and she goes, I was wondering, if you could, like, I don't know, make the handle prettier than it is.
Okay, do you have a specific design that you'd want it on it, or?
You know, it's a good question. I feel as if there's just, there's been so much happening with like the festival and like wolves everywhere and the moon and stuff, and so I was just really thinking that maybe something like that.
That was. I think I caught most of that.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's fine. I think I got it. Most people sort of come to me with a design, but I think I can make do. I think I make do. If you could just put the broom here, that'll be fine.
Sure.
Right.
She sets the broom down. When she said wolves and the moon, and all of that, was there like a look of recognition, of suspicion,
You could make either a perception or insight check.
Okay. Oh, my character sheet went away again. Hold on. Bringing it back.
Once you have it open, there's a little thing you can click.
You can make it sort of minimize it, turn into a little thing.
Well, you can also
It's
make
my
it
computer.
open in a separate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can also. Do you know how to make it open in a separate window?
Yes, I do know
Okay,
how
good.
to do that.
Okay, good.
You said perception or what,
Or insight.
Matt? I'll
Your
go
choice.
with insight.
Nice.
When you said a couple of words, sort of made her sort of react strangely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she didn't. When you said wolves, moon, none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What other words did you say? I'll sort of give you the one that was sort of triggering to her.
What did I say? I said wolves, moon, all the stuff that's been happening in the town, and oh God, what else did I say?
You said festival,
Festival, yeah.
flowers, maybe. Did you mention the flowers? I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
Okay.
No, I don't think I did. I thought about mentioning wine and then didn't. So now I'm caught up with what I did say versus what I was thinking about.
Yeah, because I was like half there. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, I think that maybe there was like a little bit of sort of like eye narrowing when like things happening in the town, but everything else was just like straight.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's just, I just really feel as if I can hold on to like a talisman or something that will make me feel better, then, it's like it can only help, because like stuff has been fucking weird here recently, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's right. Was it? Oh, yeah. This is like your shop now, isn't it?
Sure seems to be.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of responsibility. How are you holding up, love? You good?
Doing great. Thank you.
That's good. Yeah, of course. I know it's a lot whenever, it's like you start to think like this is the way my life is going to be, and it's like, and then overnight things change sometimes, and sometimes things change for the better, because now you have like an entire shop to yourself and you don't have to like worry about like people yelling at you anymore or anything like that.
She like waits for about 5 seconds for you to stop talking. Then she's
Sure.
she nods and she's like, is there anything else I can help you with?
I just look at Mikmick like, help?
Mikmick doesn't even see that Louisa is looking at him because he's looking at the tools.
Oh, he's over here looking at the tools? Okay.
He's looking at the tools, specifically seeing if any tools have the remnants of blood that couldn't be cleaned off.
Oh, damn. What is it? CSI this shit? That's nuts.
Or
Yeah.
if Or if the chisel is back?
Yes. Specifically if the chisel's back, and if it has any blood that couldn't be wiped off.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation check. Here we go.
Oh, the map is black for you, Megan? I'm so sorry. That's because I didn't
Yes.
give you view
10.
permissions for this. A 10?
Okay.
A 10. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find any of this. All this kind of crap in here is just... What the hell's going on? I'll give you some night vision, actually. That should help you out.
Thank you.
But technically, today is a beautiful sunny day.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm going to... Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, with a 10... Boom, 10 investigation. Mikmick, you know, this is a bit of a jumble all over the place. You definitely don't find any blood. The chisel does not seem to be there now.
Oh, Mikmick will head up to Louisa
Okay.
and just
Mhm.
get her to lean down and just whisper in her ear. How good are you at picking pockets?
Louisa gives, like, a nod.
Check to see if she has a chisel on her.
Okay. Louisa, like, goes back to her and, like, leans over the counter and just gets, like, kind of obnoxiously close and just goes, I've always wanted to know about, like, wood carving. Like, it's absolutely fascinating to me. Do you think, like, I could watch while you know, with my broom?
You want to wait here for like an hour plus 2 hours while I do the etching on your broom?
Yeah, I think, like, I love watching artists at work. Like, I just find it fascinating. You know, it's like I can sit at a bar and I can just watch bartenders mix drinks all day long, and I think it's beautiful in a way. So, you know, and this is something new that I could just, you know, I could really see myself getting into.
Make a persuasion check. You're pushing it hard. You're pushing it hard. Damn, look at that nat 20. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. She says, okay. Stop. It's fine. No worries. I'm just going to go sit on my work stool. And is it okay? You can stand or sit anywhere you want. Just please, just do me a favor. Just please, just you're killing me. You're killing me. Thank you.
Oh, do you have a headache? Okay.
Just
yeah,
a bit.
I'll
Just a
I'll
smidge. Yes. Thanks. Okay. So she comes out. She comes out from behind the counter, sits down at the stool, and she has on the stool sort of like a workspace area, and she has some wood carving tools. She puts your broom in a clamp to really, like, you know, get it down, make sure that it doesn't move. Grabs some small carving knives, some gouges. I guess that's what you would use. You would call them, you know, gouges, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and she starts to sort of, you know, take a look and really sort of set down and focus on the symbols that you want to put on your broom.
Louisa she promises she's gonna be quiet. She's not gonna, but she gets like she stands like directly behind her and kind of like leans over her shoulder to like watch the etching. And she waits until she gets used to that, I guess, and starts before she attempts to go through her pockets, I guess.
Okay.
Oh.
So go ahead and position yourself right behind her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great.
Any place behind her will do.
Or in front of her or around her somewhere.
La 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 la. Right there, I guess.
Okay. Very good. Cool. Make your sleight of hand check.
Computer keeps dropping my character sheet. So, alright, there we go. Okay, sleight of hand. Here we go.
It's a 13. She's gonna roll a perception check to
Yeah.
see if she can contest that.
Okay.
Do I have a passive perception for her? Let me see. Checking. Passive perception. Oh, actually. Her passive perception is 15.
Oh no.
But she is distracted.
She is distracted, so I'm going to make her roll up. Thank you very much for attorney for the defense. Objection! She's distracted, Your Honor.
Sustained, I guess.
I guess. Fine. Whatever. All right, so she's just going to roll a straight perception check. Let's see how well she does.
Okay.
Oh, she has a +5 to perception.
That's why her passive is 15.
Exactly. Here we go. Okay, she rolled a 19.
Oh.
Eek.
So she sort of, as you leaning over and put your hands inside her pocket and sort of reach down, she's like, excuse me. Excuse me.
Sorry, I thought I saw something falling out of your pocket.
Make a
and
deception
so
check.
I just...
Make a deception check.
Okay.
This is where you fall in the shit.
Is that chisel in your pocket, or are you
just happy to see me?
me?
A deception. Here we go. This is where everybody falls over.
There we go.
Massive panic
Come on,
rolls
dice.
incoming.
Deception, come on.
That's an
Let's
8.
go.
She's like, your hand was in my apron. And now you're lying. And she stands up and she's like, Are you trying something? And she looks at you and then she like looks over at Mikmick, who's just standing there at the table looking like, normal Mikmick, one eye, completely deadpan, just like, And she's like, what's going on here?
Your number one suspect.
Suspect in what, may I ask?
The murders that have happened recently.
What proof do you seem to have that somehow puts me on your number one suspect list?
Well, for one, there's a lack of a chisel in a woodworking shop.
As I
And
told
it
you, the chisel disappeared after Draco came a-calling for Zagia before she died. Or did that slip out of your little white-headed mind? She gets really
And
upset.
that's why we were just checking to see if you don't have that chisel.
Oh, I see. So you're just going to sort of maybe not just ask me? You're just going to start picking my pockets? And by the way, that was a really shitty attempt. I got to be honest.
No, I have to agree with you. I can do lots better. I'm a little ashamed of myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, if we were to ask you and you were the murderer, would you answer truthfully or would you lie?
What kind of question is that?
Exactly, so that's why we didn't ask you.
Listen, I don't have anything for you right now. All I have to do is say that this is a really just uncomfortable place that I'm in right now. I'm going to have to ask you to leave my shop.
Just one question that I will ask you. How long have you been here?
What?
How long have you been here? Did you grow up in this place?
Are you talking about the town of Amherst?
Yes.
Yes, I've
That's a
been here.
simple question, isn't
I
it?
have been here. Yes, I have been here since I was young. Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
Thank you.
Mikmick will leave.
Thank you. Please leave.
What were you arguing with the woodcarver about the other day?
She stares
Because
at
I
you,
saw that, you know.
Louisa, as you like
I
turn
saw-
around. You like pull a Columbo, right? You're like, one more thing, madam. I happen to notice.
Yeah.
It's just a thought. Just a thought. You know.
I was just, wandering by the other day, and
Where'd your accent go?
But all of a sudden,
oh, it just changes all
we
the
knew
time.
it. Roll a deception check. Yeah. You say to her, "What were you arguing with Zagia about?" And like her whole demeanor, sort of like changes. Like she was irate and angry and very energized, and then she gets like very sort of almost small for a second. Like her shoulders slump, her eyes sort of become very small and beady, and she says, "What do you mean?"
I mean, I was walking by the other day, and I saw the two of you arguing.
I don't think. And she says this almost like in a whisper. She says,
Mm-hmm.
"Don't think that's any of your business."
Probably not, but people are dead, and more people are dying.
I'm going to ask
He's already
you
told you.
to leave now. I'm closing up for the day.
I understand, but this is a chance for you. Do you understand that? All you have to do is tell me the truth.
I'm
And then if
closing for the day. And she just like levels a finger at the door.
can I at least have my broom back? It's a very important broom.
She just gestures to it. She doesn't even pick it up.
Great. I walk over and I take it and I just kind of like put it back behind me, and as
Pop her
I
in the back of the head.
leave, as I leave, I just say, "This doesn't look good for you. I hope you're not next."
She doesn't say anything.
And I walk out. Okay.
Okay.
I walk out.
She follows you to the door as you
Mhm.
both walk out. I'm just going to place you outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She follows you both to the door. And she just looks at the two of you, looking back at her. And she just like, as she looks at you, she just looks at you and just slowly just shuts the door. Boom, like that.
You're suspicious.
You sus!
Did try to pick her pocket. Like,
I got the last word. Go fuck yourself. Ha ha!
Well, Mikmick will be saying that to her. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Oh man.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, we'll head back to the meeting area where they have it. That shall be
Research.
probably the front gate.
Cool.
Yeah. Louisa just looks at Mikmick and goes, "Well, that went well."
All
We
right.
got what we wanted out of her.
Indeed, you did. I don't know what that is, but I'm
anger and racism.
you.
but
Yes,
it's
anger and racism, 100%.
Yep.
Super. All right. Speaking of, actually, not speaking of any of that. Not of anger and not of racism. Let's go back to the main Amherst map, where we will catch Muadnhait attempting to find this older lady and where the heck she is.
So I'm going to wander out of the inn and just sort of take a little stroll through town. Muadnhait has
Mhm.
decided that now that she knows these people know she's not Vasca, she wants to have a little fun with it.
Sure.
So first thing she's going to do as she observes, I'm assuming, the same sort of festival preparations that the others observed on their way out.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to look for a fishmonger.
A fishmonger. Sure. I'd say there's probably a fishmonger in the, probably close to the main market street, like near the barn.
Alrighty, so she'll wander up that way, keeping an eye out for the woman she wants to speak to, of course.
Okay. Yep. You find someone selling fish. Fresh fish.
She will buy a fish.
That's my fishmonger. Just letting you know. That's my fishmonger.
Fish.
Fresh fish.
She will purchase a fish.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's 4 silver.
Oh, okay, cool. Purchases a fish for 4 silver. And then she takes it with her as she begins strolling about, trying to locate this woman. So she's gonna kind of just wander, eye the festival preparations. Oh, I moved the inn and barn instead of myself.
That's
Oh,
okay.
now I'm attached to the inn.
No
There,
longer.
go back.
The
You're
bar.
no not.
It's not the bar. It's definitely the barn.
I'm putting it on the map
Um,
layer so you don't have to worry about it. There you go.
There we go. All right. She see anyone that she recognizes as she's walking?
Make a perception or investigation since you're taking your time. It's up to you.
Better at perceptions. We'll do that. 22.
Okay. You recognize the following people. You recognize Zandra, or I think her name was Zandra. What is it?
The Miller's daughter?
The Miller's daughter.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call her the Miller's daughter.
Yeah. Zandra. That's her name.
Cool. I did get it right. Yes, you recognize her by the gate. She's standing there, sort of like picking daisies. She's like, he loves me not. He loves me not. And then like she like looks over at you and she just waves. Hello, Vasca. He loves me.
Hello.
He loves me not. And then, of course, you see, Gorgov, who's standing there, holding his spear as always, sort of leaning on it perhaps a little too heavily. Children nowadays never understood the good solid day's work. I mean, being a guard, it's just... He's talking to himself. He's like, being a guard, there's something noble to it. You fight off a wolf, you just point your spear, you just say, shoot!
All right.
Shoot!
I'm going to go talk to Gorgov.
Hello?
Hello. I was wondering if you could help me. Terrible trouble last night at the bakery.
Oh.
And, well, as we were working to put out the fire, I met this woman who was incredibly helpful, and I wanted to take a moment to thank her for her assistance. I never caught her name. Perhaps you could help me find her, and I'm going to describe the old lady to him.
As you're describing the older lady to Gorgov, he's sort of like his facial features are, very heavily lined. He's got a lined furrowed brow, big, thick, gray beard, deep set eyes. He says, "Yeah, doesn't sound like anybody I know."
All right, then I'll ask somebody else. Have a nice day.
Okay, have a good one, Vasca.
And I'm going to go give the same story to Zandra.
Okay, Zandra is standing again on the other side of the gate, picking flowers. Oh, hi, how are you? And you give her the same spiel. She says...
Same spiel.
Yep, yeah. She sort of like scratches her head, thinks about it, puts her hand like in the, on her chin. She's like, gosh. I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar.
No, that's so unfortunate. She was so pleasant. Well, perhaps I'll find her as I wander about town. Have a nice day.
Bye, Vasca.
Bye. I'm just going to start wandering
Sure.
through the buildings. I'm going to stay to start with close to the area where the well was, assuming maybe this woman lives close and she was there with the early group.
Yep, absolutely. You do a pretty thorough, walk through the town. I would say it probably takes you an hour or an hour and a half, and you, walk through most, if not all, of the streets here, with a fish.
Oh, the fish is for later.
Fair. I'm just saying, you're walking around with fish.
No, I got it. It's wrapped up. I've
Oh,
got it,
okay. You're not just fish heads.
I'm not waving a fish at people, no.
Heads. Okay.
Singing
No.
bass.
I'm singing fast.
All right, so I'm assuming you're about to tell me that I don't see her anywhere.
Yeah, you spend an hour and a half, and you see almost everyone who you have recognized thus far.
Now I'm going to go down to look for the Meister Singer.
All right. So you end up back at the inn, correct?
No, I go down to look for the Meister Singer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You do find the Meister Singer.
Where?
He's not too far away from the inn, actually. He's probably like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know, closer to the amphitheater, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I went down to the
Oh,
amphitheater
yeah,
because he
cool.
said that's where
There
he
you
was
are. That
staying.
is true.
Yeah.
Yes, he is there
Yes.
most of the time. You do go to the amphitheater during the day. He is there instructing yet another group of children who are singing the ever wonderful, and yet I'm going to play it again, Madosti Mora song.
Oh, there you go.
So yes, he's there. He's orchestrating, shall I say?
Mm-hmm.
And the children are singing that creepy fucking song yet again.
As I walk down the steps to the amphitheater, I will actually unwrap the fish, like part way, so it's part way in paper and part way out, and just take a nice big bite.
Raw
I'm gonna
fish.
Raw fish. So I'm gonna
Nice.
walk down the aisle eating this fish.
Very, very splash. I love this. Okay.
Yes. And sort of come up behind him as he's conducting, munching on my raw fish, and say, "Oh, I do love this song."
Oh! Hello again. Hello again, Vaska.
Good morning, Meister Singer. I'm gonna take another big old bite of fish right out of the head.
He sort of like grimaces a little bit. He goes, I see that your taste in fish has not changed since
No, not at all.
since you were a
Since
little
I was
girl.
a little girl.
Yes.
Oh, you are right. It is very much the same. I wanted to ask you yesterday, right before I was speaking to you. I mean, this is a shot in the dark. Last night, I'm sorry, after all that horribleness at the barn. I was speaking with a woman, and then I saw you, and I came to see you immediately because I know that you have much sway in this town. But regardless, I was speaking with a woman who had been most helpful in orchestrating the townsfolk to put out the fire, and I just wanted to thank her. In the rush and all the confusion after I left her to speak to you, I didn't see her again, and I was wondering if you know where I might find her.
He just stares at you for about 5 seconds as you're speaking these words to him. And he says,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Vaska. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about, as in you don't remember speaking to me last night?
No, I remember speaking to you.
Oh, I thought you were looking in my direction, and maybe you would have noticed the woman I was chatting with.
He just shrugs and shakes his head. Smiles.
I'm gonna insight check this motherfucker.
Be my guest. Worked really well last night. Damn!
Hey, 23.
Natural 20. All right, I'm not even going to pretend like he could beat that. Because he can't. He's so hiding something, or not. Droplets of
Gonna take-
sweat are forming at the corners of his brow, and his smile is like he's gritting his teeth.
I'm going to put on an effective face of concern and say, Meister Singer, you don't look well. Have you eaten? Would you like some of my breakfast? I'm going to wave my partially eaten fish, like, right in his face.
He just, like, stares at it. He's like, no, Vaska, I do not feel well. In fact, you are correct. And then he, like, snaps, and the children stop singing completely. And they sort of look at each other like, what's up? Master Singer, what? He's like, children, practice is concluded for today. I am not feeling well. I am going to get a meekle brow.
I'm going to put an arm on his shoulder. Say, Meister Singer, please, it's me, Vaska. You can tell me what's wrong. I grew up here after all. What's troubling you?
He stares at you, and he's like, I do not feel well. And then he takes your hand, and he takes your hand like physically off of his shoulder. He says, I must prepare for the festival for tonight. It was very nice seeing you, Vaska.
Meister Singer, we've been doing our best to help you. You tell me you've learned nothing of Radaga. I thought maybe the oldest woman I've met in town could help me. Tell me where she is. If she still has her tongue.
Make a persuasion check.
18.
He says, In the quietest possible voice, Muadnhait, he says, "Find the killer, and all will be well." And then he straightens up, almost into a position of posture that you've not seen him before, much less grandiose, much more sort of inwardly standing, much more shrunken, much more defeated almost. And then he takes a deep breath, breathes out, and then just sort of immediately regains that sort of regal posture. And he says, "That's it for today, children. It was so wonderful seeing you, Vaska. I shall see you soon." And then he walks up the stairs.
As he's walking up the stairs, I'm going to cast a message and say, "I think you know who it is. Why don't you just tell me where to find them? And we can end this."
He looks down the stairs at you after receiving that message in his head, does not respond to it,
Mm-hmm.
and just shakes his head and walks up the stairs again.
Motherfucker. All right, I'm going to leave the amphitheater.
At that time, Amnestria rejoins the town of Amherst.
I'm going to make my way up to the woodcarvers, gaily munching my fish as I walk through the streets.
Absolutely.
Openly,
Delicious.
I am smiling at small children with fish guts in my teeth.
Amazing.
I'm basically, I'm smiling and my face is pure joy as I munch on this raw fish. I'm trying to paint the most horrific image I possibly can because fuck these people.
Because fuck these people, for real. Wow. Okay.
Walk right by her, just like, okay.
Someone's in a mood. It's cool. I'm feeling the vibe. It's fine. Okay. I would say that you all sort of find each other at the place that you have designated, which was the woodcarver's shop, Zagia's shop, or in this case, actually, Draga's shop now. It's been about 15 or 20 minutes or so since Louisa and Mikmick have been forcibly removed. But you do see...
Are there any windows on the ground floor?
Yes, there are.
To that building?
There are indeed.
Is she still visible through any of those windows?
You look in the window. This is the first time actually you've been to this shop physically, Louisa. Mm-hmm. So I'll explain to you what it is that you see when you see the shop. The main window of the shop has a beautiful array, a flower box of the most prevalent flower of the area, which is it's fox trumpet. It's the flower that Mikkelbrow is actually made from. Many, if not almost all, of the buildings here in Amherst have this beautiful yellow flower. It's pretty prevalent actually throughout the whole village. I mean, if you zoom out of the map right now, you will see that basically the whole town of Amherst, I think is a fantastic thing that the map maker did, is basically surrounded by fucking fox trumpet. Like, it's all over the place. It's there. It's in the windows. Yeah. It's on in their gardens. It's everywhere. When you look at the window after, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, you don't see Dragaga anymore.
Okay.
And then the other ladies turn up.
I would say Amnestria, does spot you, probably seeing you first, and then Muadnhait, maybe a minute or so after.
Polishing off my fish.
It's like one of those cartoons where like you just see her just go and like pull out like a giant fish bone.
Oh yeah, pretty much exactly. I was about to say, like at the end of it, I just kind of look at it and smile at any nearby villagers I see, and then just chuck it over my shoulder.
Okay, what do you want to do?
As I arrive, scared to say, I hate this town.
Yeah, it's not great. So she definitely knows something, which, it's the good news. The bad news is that I think, and when I say think, I know down to the very depths of my soul, she hates Mikmick and I. Probably more so me than Mikmick, but it did not go well.
Did
Delightful.
you to her?
We did nothing, just
Uh,
accused her.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, she threw us out, and now she's not even in there anymore. Or if she is, yeah.
Well, I had no luck in finding the old woman. Everyone I spoke to acted though they'd never even heard of her. Even the Meistersinger, who was looking directly at us. Though he, certainly, is hiding things.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got very nervous when I spoke to him. Said he wasn't feeling well. When I suggested he tell me where the woman was, one more time, he got very strange. He told me to find the killer and all will be well, and as he left, magically told him, as you've all experienced now, that I thought he knew who the killer was, so he should just tell us where to find them, and he shook his head at me and walked away. Now, what that means, whether that means he can't or he won't, I don't believe it means he doesn't know. I think they all know. We just need one of them to tell us.
Do you think that this is some sort of, I don't know, I feel like,
Set up.
Creepy ritual in which they expect me to play a part? Oh, yes, I do.
right, and it's probably tied to the festival.
Oh, without a doubt.
But so, hmm,
The only slight thing I gained from my encounter is that perhaps the Meistersinger actually will follow through on our deal, which means he already knows the information we want, and he's just withholding it to get something from us. The best bet I can give you, based on what the woman said to me last night and what he said to me this morning, is, well, they've gotten themselves into quite a mess and they want us to get them out. But at the same time, they refuse to tell us exactly what the mess is.
Well,
Somebody is pulling the strings.
Indeed.
If I were to make a educated guess, we remember last night, Draco did tell us who told him he had extra powers. What if that person is the person pulling the strings?
That person's
What was
not
his name?
here.
Harkon?
Yes.
And if he's not here, that would give him an alibi.
Yes, but if he's not here, we can't find him.
Exactly. But maybe he's the one pulling the strings. And we may not. That may be the masked fellow that's been stalking around the place, for all we know. So he
Hmm.
could still be here, just pulling
That
the
would
strings.
track. Where would one find the lord of such a tiny place?
would I
And
know where to find Harkon?
I think, Louisa, that you've heard his name spoken. Harkon
Mhm.
Lucas is the Lord of Carticus. You've heard his name spoken in circles. That he is a very well-to-do. People call him a lord, although other people say that he is a sort of a beggar lord in that he doesn't really have a whole lot of money. There are some rumors that he was at one time sort of in service to a king, and then somehow or other betrayed that king. There's a lot of sort of rumors floating around about this mysterious figure. You yourself have never seen Harkon Lucas,
Okay.
but you know a couple things just from rumors. That he seems to be very invested in music, that he himself was a musician at one point in time, performance, the theatrical arts, the musical arts, the arts in general.
Can I ask a map question?
Yeah.
Did Amnestria go out the north gate when she left?
She went out the south gate.
So she did go past all of these little dwellings that are outside town.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we had never investigated those, so I didn't know if she checked any of them out.
Yeah, they're smaller. One is Gorgov's house. You see that he sort of like hangs out outside. A couple of them are smaller, houses like farms and stuff like that people use for livestock.
Well, knowing that Radaga lived outside of town, I didn't know if any of those would have a connection to her.
Mm-hmm. That's what they told you.
Okay.
Who had that passive perception of 18? Was that Louisa?
Louisa.
Yep. Louisa. Yeah, mine's 14.
Cool. It's my observant feat.
Oh, damn. No wonder why you took that damn feat. This is the best feat to have for this, yes?
It's a fun feat.
It's a fun feat. Let's go.
I've never had it before.
It's so good. Louisa, out of the corner of your eye as you're all four talking about this kind of stuff, you notice a movement at the sort of intersection between two houses. It looks like... well, you're not sure because, you look and then that shape moves away from the intersection. Just from your own sort of understanding of it seemed to be a person who may have been listening in on your conversation. And now is now gone.
I'm just gonna, as stealthily as I can, move in the direction quickly, and my speed is 40 feet, and see if I can.
Yeah, first make a stealth check.
See them
because stealth check halves your speed.
Yep. Oh. God.
Okay, so clunk, you hit a box.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck it. I'm not going fast. I'm not going soft. I might as well go fast. Why not? Amnestria and Mikmick.
Exactly.
You watch Louisa just take off.
Gotta follow her.
Okay, so this is a chase.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're doing a chase.
I'll follow as well.
Fair enough.
I guess this is what we're doing.
Cool. So here's what we're going to do. Chase scenes, at least the way I run them, work like this. There is a quarry, and then there is a pursuer. Usually it's the opposite with PCs because PCs are usually being chased. But in this case, you are chasing someone. In this case, so what I want you to do is we're going to actually do chases like this. Initiative, right? And then there will be 3 rounds in this chase. If you meet the pursuer, you will be able to do what it is that you want to do. If you get to them, they will start 3 sort of spaces, so to speak. If you think of like a game board, you can move your speed to move 1 space forward. You can then take an action to dash, but you can only dash the number of times as your constitution bonus. So if you have a constitution of 2, you can dash twice before you become exhausted. If you use up all your dashes, you can dash again, but then you'll get a level of exhaustion. Does that make sense? On your turn, you will be able to do a move, an action, no bonus actions, just a move and an action. With me?
Yep.
And for short chases like this, I usually run them with complications, but I'm not going to do complications. I just want to see what you guys are going to do in 3 rounds. Okay, with that, let me give you some music and let's go. So go ahead and let me bring up initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Already rolled it.
Oh, you already rolled it? 23, 17, 17, 5? Yeah. Love it. All right, let me roll in secret the initiative of the person who you're chasing. I'm just going to put them into, I'm going to say quarry. Okay. And that is a D20 plus. Give me 1 second. Sorry, folks. I was not planning on having you chase this person, but hey, why not? Let's go. That is a D20 plus 2. $14. All right. So, oh wow. Holy shit. There's too many people on the board here. Let me just kill some people off that didn't need to be there. So the quarry gets 14. Louisa got 5. Mikmick got 17, 17, 23. So let me kill off the extra Muadnhait, Amnestria, Mikmick, and Louisa. And then...
Mikmick, do you want to go before or after me?
Yeah, you tell me.
Well, you've got the higher dex, so
Okay.
That doesn't matter. That's only against
I was like, my
enemies.
dex is a +1, so.
because you had a +2 on initiative, I have a +1 on initiative. So we both got 17.
Oh,
so-
I think that might be a skill
Let's
thing.
just change the map around a little bit here, folks. Sorry,
All right,
apologies,
fair.
apologies. Okay, let me give you a little bit of chase music. And remember, 3 rounds. If you get to them before the end of 3 rounds, you'll capture them. If you don't, they escape. All right, let's start with... Here we go. Okay,
And they start 3 squares ahead of us?
they will start 3 squares ahead. So I'll put you guys
Okay.
at, for example, I know technically we can just draw lines on any
So we're just
specific
gonna
board.
run on a straight line.
That's correct. All right,
Can we
Amnestria.
do a little like?
A straight line.
Yeah, let's
If
okay.
they're
Let's make this
one-
easier. Let's make this easier. I'm going to put a token on the board that will represent your quarry.
I was gonna say I was about to draw a
Thank you.
square. Like,
That's fine. I'll
yeah,
put
can we get a blank, just like a commoner token or
Sure.
something for the quarry?
a.
So there's 3 squares between us, or there's just 3 squares ahead. So there's only 2 squares between us.
There are 3 squares between you.
We're
Okay.
charging for the W with the circle. How about that?
I gotcha. Here we go.
Oh, and we're going this way. We're going towards this person, and we can run across buildings at this point.
Sure.
Or-
If you want to use an action.
Oh no, I was asking because of the way you lined us
I
up. I
see.
was asking,
Yeah,
like,
ignore
because we
the-
were clustered, and now you made Mikmick further away.
That's
like-
fine. You know what? We can use the streets. Let's use the streets, right? So you guys can chase
Okay.
through the streets.
Then we should all start where we were theoretically.
That's fine. Start where you were, and I'll put
you
it back.
you basically just gave Mikmick a disadvantage. That's why.
That's
I said
true.
that.
That's true. And I'll just do this, 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 this. You guys can climb
Well, I
over
meant that-
buildings. Yeah,
Well, no,
that's
I
fine.
meant that like we were in a square. We weren't standing in a straight line.
Whatever you want to do. You guys arrange yourselves how you'd like. I don't care.
And Amnestria was down there next to me. I just want to make sure that everybody gets their proper amount of.
That's fine. All right. Amnestria, you're first. What do you want to do?
So you said I can.
You can move one
and then-
square, right? And then you can dash, which would then you give you another square, or you can use an action.
When you say action,
Anything.
can I use an ability? Oh, really?
Anything you
Um,
want to do. That's the way chases work.
Okay. How big are each one of these squares?
How big are this? Don't worry about how big the squares are. Like this is just a sort of like in your mind's eye, like you're chasing them through the streets.
Well, I was only wondering because there's a certain ability I can use that would really catch them very easily.
What is the ability?
Well,
You missed
I
a
can
step.
use. Yeah, I can use Misty Step.
It just popped right
Nice.
next to him. That's
Sure.
big.
So yeah, you
Just
could
Misty Step for them.
you could just Misty Step 30 feet, which is what 30 feet, right? So that's 1 square.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1 square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your action, and then you would move for another 30 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Misty Step you
Can
can
I-
do how often?
Just
It's
once
a
a day.
Okay. So you Misty
Oh,
Step
once
30
a day,
feet, and then you move another 30 feet, so you're like only, 30 feet behind them.
And can I still dash?
No, because dash is an action.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Then that's what I'll do.
Fantastic. Mikmick is... Yes.
So if I wanted to use a spell that had a range of 60 feet, that would be 2 squares.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. I guess it is now Mikmick's turn. Mikmick.
Okay. Mikmick's going to cast a spell that he hasn't had a chance to cast yet, but I think now is the time to cast it. And I'll post it in chat. He's going to pick up a bit of dirt and add a bit of magic to it and cast that.
Long
Nice.
Strider.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives you an additional 10 feet.
Yep, and then he's going to run after him, and he has a current speed of 45.
Cool. So that gives you a speed
Nice.
and a half, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so that gives you. So if you did that twice, or maybe
I
on the
can't
next
dash
turn, on
because
the
that's
next,
an action. Yeah,
absolutely, on the next turn you could run
yeah, basically.
and you'd
That's-
catch up to
that's
them,
the
because that
idea.
would be 60.
Yep.
Yeah, 45,
Yep.
45, 90 feet.
Yep.
Cool. All right, boom. Mikmick turns into a little speed demon. Loving it.
That's in full plate armor.
Hey, you do what you got to do to make yourself sweat.
Amazing.
All right, Moynat, 'tis your turn.
I am. All right, so I will move up 1 to make sure that I'm close enough. And then I am going to cast Command. And tell them to stop.
Stop running. Please.
All
It
right,
has to be one word. So stop.
that's a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, DC 13.
Okay. They have a +3 to their wisdom, so I'm just going to roll this again. Secretly. That is a natural 1.
Oh.
Well, then they're not going to move on their next turn.
Except they'll use a legendary
Oh,
resistance
for fuck's sake.
to
On a
resist
chase
that.
scene.
Well, you killed one. So
That's true, I did.
So yeah, you see them slow down and like shake their head and like go, and then whoosh, right back off. I like that though. That was good.
Yeah, he said it was secret, but then he rolled it in the open.
Okay, I was
Well,
gonna say I'm like
I said
see it.
meaning no, meaning I saw the I didn't want the roll to be secret. I just didn't want to the if I roll from the character
Oh, you
sheet.
didn't want to use their sheet because you didn't know the city.
Exactly.
gotta.
Exactly. I don't want to spoil a secret. Secret's a secret. All right, cool. The quarry. Aha! The quarry will move their speed. And then the quarry will do an action. And as you watch,
Corey got to move and dash.
no, they moved their speed.
Jesus
Their
Christ.
speed is 60 feet? Holy
You watched
God.
them move like the wind. They are immensely fast. And then, Amnestria, you're in the lead. You see the quarry turn around, hooded cloak. Not the same kind of like black hooded cloak that you've seen before, just sort of like ratty brown hooded cloak. Looks behind. No face. You can't see the face is covered. And then right back again, and then shimmers and disappears.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's their turn. Louisa, it is your turn now.
Okay, so I get a move action or a bonus action, or I get all 3?
There's no bonus action. If you have a bonus
There's no
action,
bonus action.
right? If you have a bonus action, that counts as your action during a chase, or at least
Well,
during.
I
this one.
ask because I can spend key points to do Step in the Wind. That's why I ask.
Ooh. I will just count that as part and parcel of your step of the wind then.
Okay, so then theoretically, if I move, dash, and do Step of the Wind, I can move 120 feet.
Amazing.
Nice.
Right? I'm doing that math right? That's 40 times 3.
That's 40 times 3.
So,
Yes.
okay. So, I'm going to...
Monks,
that would
man.
be 1,
Monks.
2,
They're so fast.
3, 4. I'm gonna... So I guess that gets me to right there.
Yep. You
Which
watch
would have been
Amnestria as
almost-
like Louisa's just like whoosh, and she's right in
As
front.
I'm passing them, I'm like, the person was fucking spying on us. And just so everyone realizes what's happening. And then when I get there, I guess I'm just gonna like look around to see if maybe if there's any like shimmer, to see if there's like invisible, or if I can spot. I'm just like searching like anywhere to see if I can see where they maybe bamfed to.
Okay. You didn't notice a bamf. They just sort of like shimmered, like went and disappeared.
Okay.
There wasn't
So
like an
maybe just
explosion
Okay.
at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and say make a perception check with disadvantage to try to locate something that indicates where they may be.
Perception.
This is disadvantage. That's a natural 1 versus a natural 20.
Fuck.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's it.
Okay.
Dims the dice. Dems the dice.
Yeah.
Does she Naruto
Yeah.
run? JF
Dice
Messin
is
wants to know if you Naruto run, Megan.
Yes.
But, it's more of a, like, all pretense of the drunken waddle has, like, gone away, but she still has that, like, unnatural grace. Like, it's almost like she's, like teetering on toes as she's, like, whipping around her allies and everything, as she just kind of, like, yes, Naruto runs just straight into the wind.
Amazing. Okay. Amnestria, it's your turn.
Well, just so I understand correctly, I can move as many times as my Constitution modifier allows
You
me
can
to.
dash.
But
You can dash as many times as you have Constitution modifier as an action.
I can only dash once, correct?
So you can dash as many times during a turn. You can only dash once. That's correct.
Then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna dash to here then.
Cool. All right. What's your con mod?
+2.
+2. Okay, so that's one of the two. So boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
You are out in front now. Mikmick, it's your turn.
Okay. Mikmick's going to run as quickly as he can. He's going to take his action and his dash action to move.
That's 90 feet.
And yes, 90 feet, so that's because of the long strider.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a con mod of 2, so does that give him another square or?
Well, you dashed.
No, that just means you can do it again on another turn.
Correct.
Okay. So you can dash twice.
You can dash twice
in the
before you
row.
get exhaustion.
Okay.
So you can move 3
Okay.
squares now. Bing, bang,
Okay,
bong.
so-
Through the streets.
1, 2.
Beautiful things. Muadnhait, your turn.
Take my move forward, looking around to see if I have any idea where this creature went.
Perception check, disadvantage.
Perception, there you are.
That's a 7.
7.
You see nothing.
Nope. Then I'm just gonna stay here for now.
Cool. You watch the rest of your team run off.
That's fine.
The quarry does something. Not quite sure what. Hold on one second. Oh yeah. You hear an enormous explosion, like where you guys are running. Like half the side of a house just goes, and you guys are sprayed with. You guys are sprayed with debris from the side of the house. Please make every creature in a 10-foot radius. Well, I guess that's only the first person in the group since it's 10 feet. So that would be just Amnestria. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Which house did this explosion come from?
Just like one of the side houses. You guys are running in an alleyway.
But like one of the
nice.
So one of the houses next to us, not one of
Yes.
the houses towards where we're heading.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is half of 3d8
So, like,
thunder
okay.
damage. So that's half of 19. So you get 10. Sorry. Beg your pardon. 9. Round down. 9 thunder damage on you.
Dear God.
Ba-boom! The house just blows in. It's like a scene out of a Tom Cruise movie, and you're just running and running and running. Boom! The house blows up behind you. And that's their turn. Louisa, it's your turn.
Great.
I think Louisa's probably
So-
going to would be a little bit surprised that Mikmick is somewhat keeping up with her
Yeah. She's just like, hey, cool.
since she's off the side.
It's like when the Roadrunner looks at the coyote like,
Yeah.
meep meep.
Yeah. So Louisa kind of like doesn't know where to go because she assumes that the explosion is probably a distraction. So she's just like, does anyone see anything? Like, and can I make a perception check
Disadvantage.
again to see?
Oh,
Still
you
at
know what?
disadvantage.
You know what? I beg your pardon. After that explosion,
You made
you
an
do
attack.
in fact see this creature turn
Yes.
back visible again. Turns visible again,
Okay,
and is
great.
right there at the end of the alley.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so if I get within, because if I dash again and use another key point, then I can get to right here. That's 4 spaces.
Ooh, man. So
Can
that's
I,
technically
like-
30 feet away from them.
Yeah, okay, technically 30 feet. Okay.
Wait, so in a chase, you actually have to be in their square
Correct.
to be in engaged range? Oh,
That's
not
correct.
just adjacent. Okay.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Because this is not a 5-foot deal. This is 30 feet.
No, yeah, that's trust me, I'm looking at my spells and doing a lot of like counting of blocks right now and division.
I love it. The
Can I
math
tell
brain is
who it
working
is?
overtime. Say
Can I
again?
tell who it is?
No.
Can I tell who it is?
Their face is
Okay.
covered.
Okay. I will just say, we know you were watching us. You might as well turn and face us now. Only cowards run.
You hear a laugh issue forth. This laugh is a female voice.
Okay.
That's all you hear.
Alright.
All right. Moving on. Amnestria.
Can I? Problem is, I don't actually have any spells.
Wish someone had lightning lore right now.
Such a good spell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move here.
Oh, by
and-
the way, this is turn 3, so you guys better catch it before
It
the end of the
is.
turn. That's 30 feet.
Yeah. I'm gonna fire my crossbow at him.
Okay, that's cool.
I can't really do anything else.
No, that's fine. You skid to a stop, pull out your crossbow, and shoot. That'll hit with a 24. Roll your damage. 10 piercing damage. Hot damn. Yeah.
Nice.
She gets hit. She sort of gasps, grabs the crossbow bolt, yanks it out, throws it on the ground, and continues to run. Ow. Anything else on Amnestria? I think that's it. Mikmick.
That's it.
Okay. So if I were to dash again, that's another 3 squares.
Yeah.
But don't think I will make it to our target in time. But he's going to at least take 1 square. Take him down here.
All right.
And he's going to follow the same kind of idea as Amnestria and see if we can slow our quarry down
All right.
by doing a lightning launcher at it.
Ooh. What the fuck does that do?
Oh,
It
that's
has a
one of
normal
the-
range of 90 feet, so
90 feet. Yeah, that's not enough because they're 120 feet away from you.
well, it
Yeah,
has
this
a
is
normal
rough.
range.
Oh,
but a long range is
disadvantage?
300.
Okay, so disadvantage
Yeah.
then. Okay.
So disadvantage, okay. So I think it's which one is it? It's that one.
That is a failure, sir. You fire your lightning launcher, and this sort of like trail of lightning-like energy sort of floats out of your gauntlet and goes astray.
Missed. Yeah, that's all I can do. I can just move 1
Mm-hmm.
and then
All right.
attack. So that's action movement.
Absolutely. Moynat, your turn.
There's absolutely nothing I can do to catch them. Or even get remotely close. I'm going to take 1 step. Actually, I'm going to step on that diagonal so that I'm a little clear of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to call out, I'm the one you want, no? Show yourself. Tell me your secrets and I'll tell you mine.
This is great. Tell me your secrets, I tell you mine. Make a...
Tell me your secrets.
Tell
As
me
you're
your
running after him.
secrets! Damn it! I'm really tired! Just tell me, just please! Make a persuasion check.
On by.
Nope.
Whoop!
Honestly, I didn't expect it to fucking work, but I've got nothing.
Now, at least you got it out, right? If you rolled a nat 1, you'd be like, tell me your... Oh, God. Anybody have any water?
That's a fishbone.
Speaking of which, I'll be right back.
Awesome. All right, that is Muadnhait's turn. The hooded figure makes a immediate right. Oops. And moves into the moves into the amphitheater area. And as she moves into the amphitheater area, her cloak billows behind her. She jumps, and her cloak sort of like opens up, almost like a mini parachute. And she floats down onto the amphitheater stage and lands there and makes an immense sort of very dramatic whipping around with her cloak. Like Moonlight, like her cloak just like forms a fucking crescent. I'll Moonlight you back. There you go. See what I did there?
And landing.
Yes, and she just like points at 2 points on the 2 columns holding up the theater, and poof, poof, torches light. And as she does so, you guys notice like, what the fuck is going on? Like all the sunlight has somehow filtered out through these gray clouds that are now covering the town of Amherst.
Great.
And now the final, I think, Louisa, you better have an ace up your sleeve because you're the final person here.
I can't catch her.
Well,
I can't catch her.
You're a monk. You can actually run over roofs. So could you get there one?
Tried on the diagonal. Like what? Well, if I 1, 2.
Sorry, it's also real. Yeah, it's also really hard to see the grid on this map. I was trying. It looked for a second like you could.
I can turn the grid off if it makes it easier for you guys.
Well, no, we need to be able to see it to know how many squares we.
Oh, you want me to just make the grid like easier to see?
Yeah, it was hard. Cool. It's hard to see on this map, but I still don't think Louisa can get to her.
I will make the grid.
Anyway, I count it, even going across roofs, like straight across. I still get within. I still 30. Get within the one.
And you have nothing ranged you can do at her.
I mean, I do have my wand of magic missiles now, so I think what Louisa is going to do is she's gonna just move regularly here.
Yeah.
And she's gonna take out the wand of magic missiles, and she's going to
I think you can
release a charge.
Yeah, 3 charges, up to 3 charges.
Great. She's gonna unleash all 3.
Which is
the 3
5
charges
magic missiles.
No, 3.
Yeah.
3 magic missiles.
No. 1 charge is a regular casting of magic missile, which is 3 magic missiles.
I thought it was
each additional charge ups the spell level.
Oh, each charge ups the spell level.
Ups the spell level, which gives you
more
another
magic
missile.
missiles. Cool. Okay,
so 3 charges is 5 magic missiles.
So you're just gonna blast her with 5 fucking magic missiles to the face.
So I just hit this 4 more times.
You just hit it 4 more times, and we count out how much damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
9.
2, 4, 2, 3, 3. So 6.
Looks
10,
like 14.
14.
Yeah.
14 damage. Very nice. Holy shit. Okay. That was ow painful.
She just got thanks, Mikmick.
Peppered.
And then she tries to do a little flourish and make it look cool.
Okay. Wow. That really flippin' hurt. The person sort of falls down to one knee and then slowly comes up and levels, because it is now her turn. She will level a finger at...
Wait, it is her turn?
I believe so. Oh no, it's not her turn. Sorry. It is. It's it's no longer. There's no longer a chase, I guess is what I should say.
Yeah.
Right, because the chase is over with. Yep. Right, Louisa's turn is done. We're gonna remove the turns. And
she's taken her stage.
She's taken the stage, and she just points out her arms like this, and points out fingers like this, and then she just goes and under the mask, you recognize the voice that comes from underneath it as she exclaims, "Come to me! Come to me, children of the night! I call for you now in my hour of need!" And jumping out of the forest over this 15-foot tall
There's the werewolf.
fence are two enormous wolves. They are probably, 8 feet tall at the shoulder. Enormous creatures.
And you said we recognize her voice?
You do recognize her voice as I bring you to the final map, which we're not going to do tonight because it's 1 in the fucking morning. But I'm going to bring you to the map.
Damn.
I know.
Start with combat.
You always start with combat. That's the way it works.
Yep.
Let's have. Okay, so I would say, you're
is her.
there, and
Who is it?
I'll say.
Is that Drakaka?
Yep.
There we go.
Or at
And
least it's the same token as Drunk.
I haven't seen her token in
on
several
the
sessions.
stage. You see Dragaka with that sort of cheeky grin, bleeding from multiple wounds, but yet standing on the stage like, "Come on, come get some," that kind of look. And as she does so, 2 enormous dire wolves flank her.
Ooh.
That's just a size comparison, not actual size.
Okay.
That's compared to a natural human, so...
Exactly. And she just looks at you and she just like, "Let's go," she says. "My audience awaits." And that's where we're going to stop.
Louisa
for tonight.
just.
Yeah, go ahead, Louisa. Give me some final words.
Yeah. Louisa just
go.
cracks her knuckles
Nice.
and basically just says, "Here we are," and that's it.
Awesome. Amazing. Here, let me give the audience a little bit of idea of what it is that the final map looks like here. So you've got the stage, obviously. You've got Dragaka here. You've got the 2 dire wolves here and here. You've got that sort of sloping interface of all of the seats. You've got Louisa here, flanked by Muadnhait over here, Amnestria over here, and in the back, Mikmick. Or is it Mikmick probably who should be in the back? Sorry,
Well,
Mikmick
Mikmick should be closer to the
closer
front.
to the front, yeah, and Muadnhait in the back.
Yeah, I was in the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was right behind Mikmick, so I'm like right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technically, I think I should be a little closer because I got within 30 feet of her.
Okay, cool. Let's do that
So,
then. Let's
yeah.
let's figure
1,
out
2,
exactly
3, 4, 5. I think, yeah.
right about there.
So, great. So, whoops.
So you can move
There
yourself
we
to
are.
there.
Got it.
All right.
Actually,
And
I
then-
think... Mikmick
Wait, no, you
may-
didn't get within 30 feet of her. Remember, you just came around the corner.
So that would be 60
Oh, wait,
feet.
you're right.
So move back
Never
30
mind.
feet.
I will go back to where I was.
Go
This is
back to
where
your
you were.
spot,
There you go.
Louisa.
That was right. Correct. Sorry.
Awesome.
Actually, I'm just wondering, maybe Mikmick would let Amnestria and Muadnhait go first?
You know what?
Well, this is where we were at the end of the chase, so
This
it's
is
fine.
where you are at the end of the chase. You
Yeah.
guys can decide what you want to do when the actual
Because
fight
we're all
begins.
going to roll initiative and see what happens.
Exactly. Thank you very much, sir.
Do we roll initiative now? or
Do you
we
want to roll initiative now?
next time?
You want to roll initiative now, and that way you know, or it's up to you.
Why not?
Why not,
Yeah,
or
let's
why
do it.
not?
Why not?
Sure.
Why not? Why not, Muadnhait?
Why not?
Let's
Why
do
not?
it.
All right, hold up. Let me
Oh,
open
God.
up the toin tracker. Toin tracker. All right, there's your toin order. Make your toins. Jesus,
Oh,
Louisa.
I'm going last.
Jesus, Louisa.
Oh,
Jeez,
the good
Louise.
Jeez, Louisa.
I could have caught her if I went before her. Like,
Jeez, Louisa. All right, hold up. Let me have her roll initiative now. Since the cat's out of the bag.
oh,
Motherfuck. Maeve. Come on. Give her a chance. It's fine. How about
I
them
gave her a
apples?
chance.
You gave
Look
her a
at me.
chance. Yeah, that's true. What happened?
I'm going last. It's
You are
cool.
going
I
last.
mean,
Squishiest character goes last, right? That's how it
Fair.
works.
100%. 100%.
What about the wolves?
I'm doing them now. Give me some time. Give us some time to roll the die wolves. That's a 9.
Yep, I'm
I
last.
really
What's
wish
your
you were
dex?
tonight.
Oh no, 6. Oh, 6 and 9. Nice. All right, we're good.
Nice.
Nice.
I measured something at work the other day and it came out to 69 inches, and I just quietly under my breath went,
Nice. Guy in the corner was like, "Hey, you know what? Look at us. Look at us. Look at us." All right. I think we're done for tonight. I'm getting stupid. I'm getting giddy. There we go. Let's bring it back in, and let's fade that music out. Oh my goodness. Okay, folks, we're good for tonight. That was a great sesh. I was happy about that. Good sesh. I love chases to end, and then like, you know, like you're like, okay, let's begin the fight, and you're like, nope, credits.
Yep. And next time.
And next time,
And haha, now you have to wait.
on a very special Domains of Dread. Okay.
Matt's gonna go on vacation.
I
It's gonna be
am.
all chill.
I'm gonna be all like plotting and stuff. Whoo, boy. Okay, so where do we end? Let's go this opposite direction. Let's go with Sarah, since Sarah has gotten the least sleep, I'd say, out of the five of us. So Sarah,
That
tell
is
us where we can
accurate.
where can we find you on the internet?
I'm Sarah. You can find me on the internet at Lovely Llama on Twitter and Instagram, where I post random photos from my work in construction, plus cats and food. And Matt, can I plug the 13th yet, or should we hold off on that?
I think we can talk about it and then plug next time.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Upcoming plug TBD, y'all.
Plugging many things.
Alright.
Things in works. Potentially 4 days starting in 1 and ending in 3.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Moving on down to Mikmick Town. Red,
Yes.
hello. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me in places around the internet, as I said last time we did this. But yeah, it's usually the Loose Ghost Driver or Bread Platinum. I just float. I don't post.
We all float down here.
You don't do it, damn Maeve.
Because we all float in these places.
Okay. Thank you very much, Red. Moving on over to Maeve. Maeve, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Maeve Climber on Twitter and a couple other places. You can also find me here on our wonderful Discord channel.
Awesome. Thank you, Maeve. Yeah, plug for Discord in case you guys want to check it out. It is.
I'm also
that-
Lovely Llama in our Discord channel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of the social media identities all sort of have to converge at some point in time, because otherwise you're like, I'm remembering too many names for you. So yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you're in Twitch, go ahead and click on that. You'll get a perma invite to our Discord channel. Yeah, no Taroka polls. Maybe people are saving up their points.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they splooged all their points on something. I don't know what. Sorry, splurged, not splooged. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
I heard it. I was letting it go.
Nope, that's a
Gonna
no.
move right on past
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, we're just gonna move it on past that one. Go on, Megan, please.
To the
save
Megan.
me. Megan, where
To
can
the
people
me.
find you?
Hi, I'm Megan. I can be found on Instagram at Megan Linapp and also on our Discord channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you're basically going to see lots and lots of pictures of my adorable tuxedo cat, Barley. He's wonderful and very photogenic. So
Awesome. Thank you very much, Megan.
occasionally my husband sneaks in there. So
Notice that she was like my adorable cat and like, oh, my husband.
I love him too.
Yeah,
So.
he just doesn't wear a tuxedo. So
He doesn't.
yeah,
So,
I'm with you. It's fine.
Yeah.
We try. We do try, ladies. But tuxedos, they make us look weird. So, hi everybody. I'm Matt. I'm the guy who kind of tries to run things here on Slices and Dices and put things together and work and collaborate with all the amazing people that that we love to just jam with. I feel like yeah. I feel like Slices and Dice is like just one big fucking jam session that we're just like see like awesome artists and we're just like, hey, you with the thing, come and jam. Yeah, stay. You don't have to
play
go.
with us.
Yeah, we don't have to like stop jamming. Let's just keep jamming. And then eventually it does end up like Sarah like being like the fucking house in The Shining where it's like, why are you leaving? Don't leave.
Come play with us.
Come forever.
Come play with us, Danny. And ever.
So, it's your choice whether you want to like, leave us in immortal torment forever without your presence or just, continue to jam. I'd say choose the latter.
Yes, finally got 1,000 subs on YouTube.
That's a huge deal. I didn't actually announce that,
Nice!
but yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for reminding me, Red. Huge deal. Oh, look, JF Messin redeemed Common Taroka.
Oh.
That's because he was
Oh,
at
Maeve.
2490 points. Couldn't do it because it actually costs 2,500 points. So, yes, JF Messin says, I got it off.
And it's going to Maeve.
He splooged his points.
I'm so glad you splooged your points and you got off.
Like,
Good job, JF Messin. We'll work on. I'm going to put a little note in to remember that your splooge will definitely go answered next time. I don't want it to just. Yeah, sorry. I'm totally driving
You
Maeve.
murdered Maeve.
I've knocked
Maeve
her
is dead.
on. She's gone. She's gone. Maeve gets that one at the next. So, Maeve, you're going to get that splooge next time. Hooray for Ravenloft. I love you all so much.
Hey, it's an 18+ stream, yo.
We're good. Thank you
She's going
guys.
as red as hair.
This is like my only D&D character who doesn't swear. It's kind of weird.
I know, but that's okay. We're okay with that. That said, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight to y'all because you're all amazing and we love you. And yeah, remember, take care of each other, but don't forget to take care of yourselves and your splooges. We love you. Have a good night.
By
And
definition, taking care of yourself.
we'll see you guys all. I'm going to get back in about a week or so, but we'll see you guys in like 2 weeks or so. So check out our cool content. Until then, bye. We love you.
bye.
Oh.